Sports, entertainment, something for the old, something for the new, something for everybody in between. We leave nothing untouched. We are Spoon,
top of
107.5
beaches
FM.
of Maryland. We cover Liberia like nobody else does. This is Spoon 107.5 FM.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO. Stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South Man. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of my discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Funjama, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat kepa, congratulate my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today?
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Yes, what you got today?
Spoon. Spoon TV. Spoon.
Bala. Skiddy dabado.
Spoon TV. Spoon Entertainment.
Kua. Go to there.
A special one from the CEO. Stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South Man. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of my discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Funjama, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat kepa, congratulate my brother, to spoon. You got a Spoon TV, you got a Spoon Radio, Tuto Spoon. Yeah, Tuto Spoon. You want to get a news update, Tuto Spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you about today?
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Yes, what you about today?
Spoon.
Spoon
TV. Spoon.
Skidibidi dabado.
Spoon TV. Spoon Entertainment.
Kua. Bese kua, go to there. Kua, go to there.
To the spoon to get
Yes, what
your
you want?
information. Spoon TV. Spoon.
Yes, what you about today?
Spoon.
Bese
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Balabadeba.
Spoon.
Skidibidi dabado.
Spoon TV. Spoon Entertainment.
Kua. Bese kua, go to there. Kua, go to there.
7 minutes after 8 p.m. here in Liberia. Today is the 4th of July, 2024. And we love to say to all folks in America, whether American citizens or permanent residents, and to our Liberian community in the U.S., to the United States as a whole, happy Independence Day. And I've been told that this is, a big day in the U.S. as we all do celebrate our independence, but people still do go to work. And if you go to work on that day, you earn double. Mr. Dwalu was just telling me that off air. But whatever the case is, happy 4th of July to you. Happy Independence Day to our Liberian community there in the USA and to the great United States of America, at large. Well, this is Liberia's biggest talk show. This is the Spoon Talk, coming your way live on Spoon 107.5 FM. We're also live on Super 95.5 as well as Fabric 101.1, plus a host of other stations relaying us all across Liberia. Thursday today is, and it promises to be, a very late show, as civil rights activist Monty Colley is going to be our guest on the show, as well as a host of other national issues will be discussed here tonight as well. A lot of things happening in the country. Let me say hi to Mr. Dwalu. Pleasant night to you, Mr. Dwalu.
Yeah, Nelson, it's a great day. We had a Sorry, my man. Sorry, my man.
You need to go back.
Yeah, I need to go back, man.
Yeah, you need to go
back, man. Well, listen, man, we had a beautiful weather here in Liberia today. Happy 4th of July. Everybody across the U.S., I know you got to celebrate a bunch of fireworks all over the place. Miss Battleship Cove this year in Fall River. Go to the town to see the fireworks. Happy 4th of July, y'all. Everybody else out there, you'll do some celebration. But y'all come, man. Liberia needs to be spoken about. My brother Monty Colley is coming on tonight. Plenty to talk about as always. Share the show. Come on board. Let's talk Liberia. This is the only way we can move even small. Come on.
Yeah.
Right there.
The only way we can move even small, eh? So I saw a picture of the roundabout that we shouldn't be having a conversation as we are having, yes, you celebrate development, but if you look at the magnitude of Liberia's problems, and a roundabout, and you compare all of that, we should be discussing mega projects, mega structures, mega infrastructure development projects, and all of that. But what I noticed about the roundabout is that I'll share that picture. I don't know if you've seen it. Is the confusion that drivers are being faced with to navigate or to go around the roundabout. I saw several vehicles going in the opposite direction and all of that. It lets you know that as old as our country is, Roundabout is a new experience.
Absolutely.
You know, especially at a major point as such.
Correct.
So it's a huge challenge. You see cars going in the opposite direction, people going, motorcyclists and the rest going in the opposite direction. And I think it needs to claim the attention of the PCC as well as the LNP, at least for this period, as it's new to many of our drivers. At least the police should be stationed there, you know, to make sure the traffic flows in the right direction as it should, until our people, you know, can get accustomed to it. But have you noticed that, Mr. Dwyer?
Yeah, actually, I was actually present the first day they opened the roundabout, the rotary over there, they called it. And I saw some PPCC guys there trying to direct you in the right direction. My people, you're listening to me very carefully. When you come into the circle, that round team, what the year they began. First of all, it took so long to build, maybe it confused people. When you're coming in, you don't have a right of way. It means that now you get it right to go. The men are going in the circle, you get it right to go. You can only go to your right, and you got to go all the way around if you want to make that circle. You can't go to your left. You go to your left, you're going against traffic. But then again, almost everybody goes against traffic in the city. Sometimes the way they build the road, especially from EAW Junction going to red light, there are certain places where if you're coming in some of these, for instance, GSA road across the street, there is no way to turn left or right. You got to almost go against traffic and find an intersection to be able to go. So we have to find a way to mitigate that. But the roundabout is a new experience. I think for the first month, the PPCC can station some police officers to make sure they direct people in the right direction. When you come into the circle, you don't have a right of way. You can just come inside. You got to wait. The men are going around, got to go for it. If they make accident, you don't roll. You are coming inside. If you are going, you're not wrong. Even though they will cost your mind there and will beat in it. But we got to get it right, my people. We got to get it right. But it's a good development, and you see the little roundabout. We need more across the country, but I know we're going to screw it up again as always because the police never enforces the law. Everybody does their own thing.
Yeah, so as Mr. Dolly rightly said, at least let traffic police officers and officers of the PCC be present to direct our people, and let there be more public awareness. Since it's a new thing to our country, you know, it's new to our country, especially to many of our drivers, to actually, you know, go around the, how you call it again? The rotary.
The rotary. Roundabout. It's okay.
Yeah, the roundabout and all that. You see the sun. You can see the arrow.
It don't matter. Nobody uses that thing.
The arrow telling you to, you know, to go around and all that. But at least if care is not done, you have a lot of coalitions, you know, have happening at that particular roundabout.
Yes, there's just Lamena asked a question. How many people in the driving school? Look, it goes back to getting things right. Sometimes when we come on the air, and we say do it right. They say you want to either you know everything. We're not saying do it right because we want to either we know everything. We say do it right because it makes society moves a little easier. To get driver license, there should be you go to school for it, or you read a book for it to know the sounds, to know what to do. But anybody can get in car anytime. I can guarantee you, if I truly took an assessment across this country for motorcycle, yes, there's a license required to become a motorcyclist. Anybody can get on there, yes, I drive 19. And the policemen stop you. They may only stop you hoping you don't have a dollar in your ear from going. Not because you want to enforce the law. And that's how it's working. And we can't do it that way, my people. If we do it that way, it just everything is going to be checked out all the time. All the time. We got work to do, my people. But come on, let me recognize some people. And I have a few questions
go ahead.
Before the guys get here, I have to ask this question to my president. Let me see Musa Keita. Mr. Keita, man, my man, welcome. Anthony Yanti, what's going on? I see Mawata Kamara, Malan Kamara, Beatrice Na. Beatrice, what's going on, Mama? Where are you at? Over here, I see Jay Howard Freeman Riches. How you doing, Madam? Seydou Aminata Diallo. Diallo, how you doing? Gummy Kamara, Mr. Kamara. Is that a female? I think it's a female. How are you doing, Jay Benedict Colo? Sado, how are you doing, Myers Mentigo? Mentigo, what's going on, man? How's everything? Happy for Judah, whatever you are. My brother, Ahmed Freeman. My man, been a while, man. How's everything out there in Texas? I see Bona Masekwe. But I'm asking what you're doing. Angie Way, James Koya, how are you doing? Melvin Torrey, Edwin Cully Bumble, Mr. Bumble, welcome to the show. I see a Chinese, I apologize, I cannot read Chinese. I see Sarah Townsend, what's going on, man? Connect, Nyompen, what's going on? Richards Tapi, how's everything? Wherever you are located, prolific Leela Henry, how are you doing? James Kwan, what's going on, Lady Kennedy? How you doing, lady? Henry B. Cady Sr. What's going on? K. Koto Johnson. Everybody, man, wherever you are, welcome to the show. We are share the show. Let's talk. We have our brother Martin Cully coming on tonight, so we can talk Liberia. But I just came to ask the president a few questions. So, Dami, this all day I've been wondering whether the president advisors, whether there's somebody on that advisory team that is less than 50 years old. Anybody in the audience, if you know anybody on the president advisory team, whether anybody on the age of 50, or do we have all older people on the president advisory team? Mr. President, it's a new generation. A couple of days ago, I spoke about the Generation Zs of this country, the millennials, Generation Y, Generation X, myself here. And the question we're asking is, if we are not at the table, how do we know what's going on? Most of the old folks, now I'm not suggesting that they don't know what they're doing, but they're removed from our generation, from the Generation Zs of the world. How are you tapping into the Generation Zs when none of them are advising you, Mr. President? Most administrations now around the globe, they incorporate young people on our advisory board to bring them into the so-called digital age. We can't keep doing the same thing, Mr. President. And I'm just asking that question, so maybe perhaps you can consider it and have a Generation Z, a Generation Y, or maybe a Generation X on our team. They can't all be over the age of 50. Somebody under 50 has to be on that team, perhaps. That person can speak to the government and say, listen, guys, this is not how it's done now. This is my generation. I will be taking over Liberia, and I have to have an input to see the direction the country goes into. And my second question to you, Mr. President, I've been following very closely this administration, and I'm wondering, I see no urgency towards job creation. I've been talking about it for a very long time. Mr. President, I will repeat this, and I'll repeat this a million times. If you do not create jobs for the young men and women in this country, I'm not talking about part-time job. It doesn't matter how many yellow machines you bring to this country, you are going to fail. Let me repeat, Mr. President. Honorable Bwaka, if you do not create jobs for the men and women of this country, I'm not talking about government job. The government doesn't have a space to hire more than 40,000 people. Even though we are north of 40,000, I believe still is bloated. I'm talking about private sector job creation. I see no urgency towards that direction. I don't know what is the decision being made towards job creation across this country. Most of the young people across the country continue to be idle. They sit down all day, all night. They get up, they go sit down. No urgency. What are we going to do? We go in the room. We sign a concession deal. We take the money, the natural resource money. We run the government away. We pay ourselves. We do wash and wear, repeat, and we do the same thing over and over. Mr. President, it has not worked for some 200 years. It's not going to work. We have to think outside the box, sir. We have to do things a little bit differently. Cape Mine is empty. If you went to Bapuru County right now, everybody's sitting down. If you went to Nima County, nothing substantial is going on, with the exception of a few people that are doing little businesses. I'm talking about serious government infusion to make sure we create jobs across this country. The recommendations out there, we're not reinventing the wheels, but if we don't create jobs, Mr. President, you are going to fail. I will repeat this a million times. Perhaps somebody on your advisory team can understand this. If the Bwaka-led administration of the Republic of Liberia does not create jobs in this country, it doesn't matter what you do, it will be considered a failure, sir. We have to create jobs for the young people across this country. I see no urgency towards that job creation. All we are doing, we fly how we get small money, we pay civil servant salaries, we buy lofty vehicles, hefty vehicles that we ordinarily cannot afford, and then we do wash and wear, and then we repeat. Wash and wear, and then we repeat. Guess what? Nothing is going to get done. Nothing is going to get done. You might plow a few roads here and there. You might bring some yellow machine maybe to open the pathway to Grand Crew County or up to Lofa or in Maryland County. And we grade a few roads. That is not what we expect at this time. We need job creation so the young men and women of the country can develop their own country. There are thousands of ways to create those jobs, Mr. President. I even myself have given many recommendations how we can create 100,000 jobs in the span of 2 years. The papers are out there. Look at them. We need to create jobs for our young people. And Mr. President, one day, if you have the time, I know you all will go in a convoy, but send your representatives out. Let them drive across the city. If they're in Nima County, let them drive across the city. And you see young men just idling by, doing nothing. Nothing. Manpower is wasting when we desperately need to develop this country. We have to find a way to create jobs. Jobs, 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 or you would fail, Mr. President. I'm being direct because we pray for you and this country more than we pray for ourselves, because we want you to become successful. But yet it's still, Mr. President, you create no job. I'm not talking about putting your friend in government. I'm not talking about the brouhaha we're hearing about with crowd, overall labor, whatever he is. I'm not talking about nepotistic employment. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about private sector infusion where we can put thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of Liberians to work across this country. The organizations are there. The mechanisms are there. AME Zion University, Methodist University, LU. I believe right now, if I'm not mistaken, this is a guesstimation. The universities in this country are putting out nothing less than 4,000 graduates every single year. Damo, do you think that it's that much, or I'm overestimating this thing?
That's
in total,
like all of the tertiary
universities.
Yeah, that's within the range, because if you take the UL for example, at least they put out 1,000 plus graduates and 800 for the rest, 800, so it can that range is
Zion University, Methodist University, I believe the Adventist University. And Continental University, and we have the University.
You have Stars College. You have
4,000. It could be more.
It could be more. Blue Crest and the rest. So just 4,000 is a floor number that is decent. Yeah.
Thank you. These guys are coming. I'm not including the associates here in the technical schools. So if you compound that, it's a lot of young people graduating. I don't know what the government arms doing, Mr. President. My recommendation here tonight: put a think tank together. And that think tank can provide reports how we can set up these private ventures across this country. Let the young men and women, not just young people, family men and women can go to work so they can protect their Liberian family. And sometimes when we say these things, they say, oh, Mr. Dwalu, you're just talking it because, and guess what? We need jobs. If anybody who thinks that because I'm suggesting that we need jobs, that I'm just saying it because of saying it, don't take my word for it. Get out of your car, get out of your little comfort zone that the government has created for you, and walk around in your community. If 10 Liberian men, I'm using men, it's also referable to women as well, but 10 Liberian men, if they're standing in a bunch, anywhere in the country, less than 2 will be working. I'm not talking about a little small business, somebody sharing their shoes, there's not job, they're just trying to do something to be able to eat. But 10 of them, out of those 10, 8 of them will be unemployed. We got to do something about it, Mr. President. Something has to be done like yesterday. Once again, Ms. Stanton, welcome to the show. I hope people share the show. It's a great show in the electric Liberia.
Boombreaker, what's up? Before Boombreaker comes in, I just wanted to share that picture that we were talking about prior to.
Which picture? The video? You talking about the video?
No, the roundabout. The violation. Is he the mayor? Is he the mayor that got going? Is he the pirate? So this guy's supposed to go around and come towards the right? So the man deciding to use
Damon.
SUV.
Damon, I want to ask Dwadu a question though. Dwadu, why are we so? Hey man, Dwadu, you're always right. Our people need to be informed. We are celebrating a cycle. I see on social media, people celebrating that you can go right in front of your house and put a fountain and just put a roundabout. Right in front of my house. I get the same thing. Daughter, we are celebrating something. I mean, daughter, where are we as a country, man?
Well, you want to get it all already?
Unity Party and CDC fighting who built the roundabout, who brought it in 2016, who got the money for it. I did some of the accomplishment people want us to celebrate. Those people are going around that roundabout, man. Tell me about them. The children, they are not in school. They just stay holding out to look around the bus and see cars going in cycle. I mean, where are we, man? Come on, my people. Chuku Chale, you are quite correct, man. Dwadu, I want you to speak on this. I know we get nowhere yet, but is this something to celebrate? After 176, 77 years, we are going to right. I mean, I hope I'm correct on the years. 77, right? 177, Damo?
We went to 177.
Exactly. Is this the petty thing? And I like that prolific. I like what you are saying. It's something so petty that when you travel and go to Ghana, people are celebrating skyscrapers, hotels chain, Restaurant like the McDonald's, the Burger King, like the Walmart. Children are in competition about better education. And we are there celebrating around the border on a cycle, driving cycle on at ERW Junction. Duadu, for all these years, I want to see a sedition on the show right now, maybe like the Sam Jackson and that of the Isidore. I want to see a Unity Partisan like Fadika and the rest of them. Let's have this argument.
Let me share a story with you.
I beg you, man. Share me, just cry me in a river by telling me something, Duadu. Hey, man.
First of all, that small roundabout took almost 6 years to build. You're in Laduro, you're correct me if I'm wrong. Almost 6 years to build. That little small place. There's a lot of earthquakes that happen in Japan. The earthquake almost like on a daily basis. Sometimes you will see an entire road.
Yeah.
From the studio here, Congo Town back road, all the way in town will get collapsed. The people repair that in one day. Now you can say, well, they are efficient. Why aren't we efficient? That roundabout you're talking about, if you're in Liberia, if I want to go back tomorrow, I will send you some pictures. All the gutters are already full with nothing but garbage. All the gutters.
So I sorry to interrupt you. Damo, I beg you, because you're running the station and Madam Titi is on leave. Damo, send your guys there tomorrow. Let's see in the waters. Let's say what Joey say, Goto, where you say something about Goto, right?
Water in the drainage.
Yeah.
Goto in the send your guy there, let's look at the Goto in the drainage. I'm begging you. And Dwallo is right. Go live. Let's see.
Yeah.
For every corner.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, Dwallo. Woo.
Look, all the gutters are already full with plastic. In fact, the trash are being piled up in these gutters. So that roundabout you see over there, pretty soon the trash will start encroaching on that roundabout. Now, by the way, that green space you see in the middle, that's real grass, yeah.
Hey, Dwalu, I kept laughing to myself. Why you coming?
No, put it up. Let's see. Put it up. Thank you. Put it up. No. Dwalu, some other in Labrador, Dwalu, help us understand.
The picture laws again.
Go ahead, Dwalu. Why is it?
That plastic. So
that plastic.
Pretty soon, they open up put a bag in the middle of that thing. All the plastic here we eat up. Yeah. They say artificial turf. Because nobody wants to take responsibility to make this place a decent green place where you can water and go from there and go. They just try to do it. Everything is superficial. Stanton, it took almost 6 years to build this circle. Almost 6 years. And I want to do a little research on this thing. If I can guarantee you the money spent here is going to be mind-blowing. Some 6 years to build. Look, I've been on social media for the last 3 months. And the citizens are right to claim this themselves. But when they're making their claims, I want to understand this. You're going to celebrate this for 6 years to build a circle? To build a circle for 6 years? Something you can build within maybe maximum of a month? Because we're not efficient. Let's say 1 month. Every single word was blocked. On Weaver Street, you have to go before the town hall, Painesville City Corporation town hall, and use that back road. Every single day it was clogged, literally for 6 years because they blocked that place. And what they don't understand is because you block the major road of the city, you're stifling economic growth. When you say that, they say, oh, they don't want to no book. My people, when cars are not moving, the government intake is reduced for many factors that I can spend hours explaining. You're not supposed to talk it. Roundabout. Granville County is isolated from the country. Sano is another country away from there. Maryland County, they're looking to Ivory Coast. Lufa County, God forbid, it's the rainy season. Right here in Monrovia, there are places you cannot go because of the rainy season. And we are celebrating a roundabout. A freaking rotary. Imagine that? But this is what it is.
Dwallo. And our people, we need to help them. You know, the lies of yesterday cannot hold today. Dwallo, the lies, L-I-E-S, the lies of yesterday, it shouldn't be having any impact in a sense that we should tell the people they lied to you yesterday, they want to lie to you today, and they will lie to you continuously. Tuadu. It's wrong. It's good that you think you get a little clean little area to beautify ELW Junction. Why should I celebrate it? Look at Sierra Leone. Look at Sierra Leone. And don't one day by grocery, you and myself will just take a trip together, just to go see the African country. Yeah, we'll leave behind again because you can't make it. You know, we'll leave behind. Yeah, you know what I will carry? I will carry Mr. Raw. What Mr. Raw? A country diary, right? Mr. Raw. But to tell you the truth, our country is messed up. The mindset of our people, we need to help them. You got senator coming today lying to the people and think that we are stupid. They tell you, say, oh, but we're not in the budget, but we're not taking, but we're not doing it. They're lying to the Liberian people. They lied yesterday and they want to lie today. And when you fact check them, then they call a Chemla with you. They call a speech from you. Chemla will speech if you don't know about it. But don't I guess to show you though, because the people want us to do a replay of you teaching the guy how to speak Basa. Do we have it, Damo?
Yeah. It's still here.
I don't forget, you taught the guy how to speak Basa, Duadu. Like, this is just off the cuff right now. Let's do it quick. I mean, you are so super, Duadu.
Boy, I one day, they pay me. You see?
Duadu, in the Marine, man, you are teaching folks. Liberian dialect. Duadu, where are you? You cannot say are you. Duadu, tell the people about you did extremely well to teach that young man how to speak Basa. We are applying for that though. What was that? Was that in Korea or Japan? Look at this person. Look at the person.
Boy, I one day, they pay me. You see?
Nonsense. First of all, I'm not a men. Not many. The uniform, the other uniform we wore, it was slightly different. So by the end of the day, man, you're doing well. You're doing well.
But we're going to have a wonderful show today. We have Martin Cody coming to contribute. He will be with us for 35 minutes or maybe to an hour. He's going to join the conversation because his speak is about everything, Duadu. Let me hear you while Isido, Uncle Sam, Fadika, and the rest of the guys going to join us today. Let me hear you, Duadu. Liberia, you are in Liberia. What's on your mind? What's going on? What are you saying? Not the roundabout. Let's talk about governance. Let's talk about the way forward of our country. Talk to me.
Stanton, when you what I'm seeing, because my focus when I'm in Liberia, since I've been in Liberia, I don't focus on the selling points from any government, even if I supported that government. My focus here is I want to see a form of transformation that's taking the people from point A to point B. Now, somebody say here, oh, Mr. Duadu, the government cannot create jobs in 6 years. This is the most horrible thing I've ever heard over a long time, over 6 years period. I want you to pick up Google. How long is it taking governments to create jobs in the country? Center is as if to say our people are stuck in one place. I'm not suggesting this is Mr. Bwaka's fault entirely. This is not my suggestion. But to say President Bwaka doesn't have any capability to that, you must be naive to think that. Our people are stuck in one spot, Stanton. It's if to say, the people say, oh, Mr. Duadu will see me in the street. I was just walking from the studio. I went to the Stop and Shop right off the street, across the street from the ministerial complex. 3 guys stopped me. I parked the car in the yard and said, oh, Mr. Duadu, I hear one brother government. Everywhere I go, they'll come with that thing. Yeah, because they don't see the change. Now, I know it's going to take some time. But it is going to take some time. The people have to see the remnant of that time that it's going to take so they can point towards and say, listen, the government is going in this direction. Yeah, I hear about the buses coming to the city. Listen, bringing buses to Liberia is not something we should be celebrating. The president bringing yellow machines, they're not celebration. The president connecting Grand Crew County to Monserrato, and I can drive from here to Grand Crew County in 2-3 hours and make sure I come back the same day. This calls for celebration. We put in a massive fishing industry along the coast from Maryland into Grand Crew County, or we can bring in 6, 7, maybe 10 fishing boats. One of those costs 200,000 a piece. We can put 10,000 men to work with these cold storage and fishing boats. This call for celebration. We can expand the coconut factory. I mean the coconut industry from Sano, Riverside, Grand Bassa, Meridian County. We got almost 8 million coconut trees. We can begin processing coconut oil to ship. We can put 10,000 men to work. We can come here into Monrovia while we're importing shovels and wheelbarrows into this country. We can set up a factory. That's cause for celebration. This is thinking outside the box so people can go to work. Bringing the yellow machine go park somewhere. The men go to grid a small road. They tell you the road at $22 million. When you go see the $22 million road, you're hard on certified. The same thing over and over. We fight for a concession. B Mountain goes ahead, goes into Cape Mount County, ship $156 million worth of gold out of this country, and give Liberian government $2 million. We say, yeah, but the people doing well. When we're going to change a little bit, we build a hospital. And the hospital, nothing there. Everything that we've been talking about continues right now in this government. Everything. I don't see nothing substantial for our people. You can keep claiming that the Jet came to power. I don't bother too much. I want to see some tangibles across the country. It's not just Monrovia. I want you to go into Nima County and let's do something in Nima County that the people can see and lift. It's not putting people in government. It is actually creating something outside of government. That's where I want to see. By the end of the day, Stanton, our people still saying now, everybody just still get, if you go to Radar, you get 10,000 people selling. And it's just not exaggeration. Who are buying from home? All the store people, everybody, for the last few years, everybody say, oh, store making money. So everybody base store. Most of the stores, nobody can afford the stores. The stores are just sitting there. How are we going to move ahead? I don't know. But what I'm saying is, people get paid a lot of money to think. And I want them to think. And that thinking should expand the school enrollment rate in this country. That thinking should make sure our babies are not in pig pen and they call it ABC class, where you're not supposed to talk it. When's it going to change? It's the president you have work to do. And I think we should be double timing because we're way too far behind.
One thing you said, Eduardo, and welcome to the show, Uncle Sam. It's good to have you on today. Eduardo, I'm stuck with what you said. Our babies are in pig pen.
Yeah.
Going to school with barefooted.
Yeah.
You know, no shoe, no slippers, no carpet boat, like we say, no notepad, nothing, you know. And they believe that they're going to school.
Yeah.
And they're going to say the ABC, SSO, GeoGo, and everything. But something is lacking, Eduardo. And another thing you say, well, the people say, wait. Do we have a timeline to wait? Do we have that special timeline? If you say government is continuing, then why are you telling me to wait, Eduardo?
Look, people say that wait because this is what people do. Look, the reason why we have a transitional period is for the government that is coming in. Look, it is not because you know everything. I don't have to know anything. But if Stanton Weatherspoon decides that he want to govern Grand Crew County, he should have a plan. And when Stanton comes to power in Grand Crew County, that plan, I should see the manifestation of that plan being actualized in the lives of the people. Not immediately, but in 30 days, 90 days, I should start seeing the unfolding of that plan. Now, you say, oh, on the Baka plan is unfolding. Our job here is to continue to agitate. Let it unfold faster because our people, my man, Stanton, that's small hammer, the book and hammer, you don't even understand. That's small hammer king. Nothing. It's like the same thing over and over. Do you know what it takes? Look, I make it a hobby. Every time I was driving anyway, I would just put on the car. I would stop the ERDA. I would just put people in my car so we can lecture. And some of them may be listening. And it's the same story over and over. And you say, I'm going to bring the government to power. I don't want me to bring the government to power. We're not seeing no here, no take. I said, listen.
Oh, you're saying that you're picking people from the street in your car?
Yeah, I do that all the time.
And you just listen to them?
Yes, I just talk to them. Yeah. Every day.
Wow.
Every day.
Uncle Sam, let me welcome you to the show. And you know, we will be discussing the issue again. Folks, we got to do this thing every day. The lawmakers having a new tactic or new way to do their stuff to cover up. And I'm happy that Eduardo going to be with us and that we can discuss this. The interview people that don't like Senator DeLone, what he decided to do today, a lot of reaction, negative reaction to defend the 10,000, defend the 45,000, defend everything but blame everybody but himself. Let me ask you, Uncle Sam, what happened 2018, 2019? What happened 2020? What happened 2023? You think Liberian people have moved to a new place that you can't fool them?
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you very much, Stanton, for always having me on the show. And my brother Dwalo, I heard your basa when you were talking to the media. I mean, I'm so proud of you, my man. My man, you are a nationalist, my man. And I mean, I really admire you. And yeah. So, but Stanton, Dwalo is getting to a special part of my heart. His passion for the country. Stanton, I don't want to say some of these things because early on in the administration, I was coming out and I was sounding the alarm bells, and people were like, get it, put chance, get it, put chance, get it, chance. Because you see me, I mean, I was anxious because I've been down this route so many times since over the last 50 years. A government comes in, it gets hijacked, and then it gets waylaid, and then it deviates from the thing. And then very soon, the people that something or pessimism started to creep in, and then it coagulates into dissension, and and I didn't want that to happen to President Boakai because he is a very decent human being. Mm-hmm. The thing that differentiates him from the three leaders that we had, the two leaders that we had, Ellen and Weah, is utmost integrity, Stanton. But the three of them don't understand what the people of Liberia really want. Post-war, there has not been a leader that will make a determination and say, look, this is how these people are and the improvements they want in their lives. Stanton, I talk to everybody. Everybody talks to me. And Spoon, and not just because of Spoon, because of who I am. The people that work for me, the apartment building I live in, the security, the people that go out there who are employing to fix my house, and then I go up the streets, right? These people, they have so much hope, okay? I'm not saying it's reached to the point of despair, but it's bordering on despair, And if that thing coagulates, so you ask me, Stanton, what happened in 2018? President, we are won with 60% of the votes, 62% of the vote, right? That means it's like almost 2/3 of the voting population voted for him. So there was that hope, right? That this is a man from Gibraltar would now come down because he feels their pain. He lived in the Zingran. He lived in the place where you put a bucket on the bed, and he went through all of the stuff, right? But as soon as they came to power, the people, they didn't feel them. They started to do things on their own. And you remember, I didn't join with them right away. In fact, I was their most, what do you call it? Because the play where they were going 16 billion, 25 million, 49 condos, shopping in Mall of America with the Gucci bags, all the kind of thing there. The people started to move away from them, right? Propaganda does not help you. What helps you are the bread and butter issues but the people have not seen a leader since the war ended in the 21 years that say, I feel you, I know what you want. You want prices of commodity to come down. You want good school for your children. You want government to be transparent. They haven't felt it from any government. And Joe Boakai, I don't want him to fall in that same pattern where 6 months from now, around Christmas time, and believe me, Stanton, Christmas will be the turning point. If by January of next year, the people see, they don't expect a chicken in every pot. They don't expect all the roads paved. They don't expect skyscrapers, but they just want somebody to empathize with their condition and begin to take the baby steps that will improve their lives. That's all they want. That's all they want. So right now, what is lacking is empathy. I see friends of mine, I'm not going to call their name. They had their money before, but they're going in business class. They're showing the diplomatic passports. They're showing themselves. So what differentiates them from those children that are going to Mall of America in Minnesota and carrying Gucci bags, or somebody going to get married in Paris, somebody who comes from a Rock Valley or Spring Valley, whatever, right? Right. So it is coming to that point. I don't believe me. I swear to God, I don't want it to come to that point, because we cannot have another failed leadership. Because then I tell you, if we have another failed leadership, the anger in the country will reach a crescendo.
What we saying?
The villages, they are malnourished. These children who have some of these young 18, 14, 15 have to prostitute. Some of them the market selling on the street. They could, something could get in their heads. And
let me bring Uncle Sam. Thank you.
Us in the political class, and they say, look, the political class can't do anything to help us, so we want to take matters in that way. I don't want it to get to that point.
Let me bring Eduardo in. Thank you, Eduardo. Take it from there, though. Uncle Sam saying a lot. And the issue is that are you feeling any transformation 6 months into this government? I know you said that, well, we shouldn't wait, but Eduardo, what are you seeing? What are you hearing out there? I want us to hold on to our topics when Martin comes on. But talk to me, Eduardo.
Yeah, it's not what I'm seeing. And I think my brother Joseph Lockheed said Eduardo proposed knows all the problem, but he proposes no solution. Look, my brother, I will encourage you to come to Spoon often. Uncle Sam, look, we write extensively. If you want to hear some of the recommendations for some of the solutions for this country, I can't remember some of the papers that I published, but I remember some of them. Google Common Sense Economics for Liberia. Google A Simple Economic Guide to Fix Liberia. Google Institutional Governance for Liberia. Google how we can move Liberia national budget from 500 million to over 2 billion in 10 years. Google, we give the recommendation. We come here, we talk. My question to you, what are your recommendations? Look, you ask a question, Stanton. And yes, the question you're asking, do I see any change? Let me say this to you. No, none whatsoever. And we will continue to fall back on this thing. Even the CDC boys used to say this. Oh, we know we just come here, give you a chance. I will give you all the chance you want because you deserve that chance. But when I gave you the chance, I want to see the progression of the chance that I'm giving you in the direction that's going to transform the country. Can we see that progression? Somebody would say, yeah, but it brought yellow machine. Look, when you bring a yellow machine, there's a bunch of brouhaha around the bringing of that yellow machine. It raises an eyebrow. If you bring in two buses into the country and you want to talk this and that, it raises a lot of eyebrow. If a place that was substantially built on a place that we are the roundabout, and then now you want to make it that is a visual compliment, there's nothing wrong with that. But my thing is, let me say this to you. Look, Stanton, I will continue to say this. My own UP people, even though I'm not a UP man, but I support the UP organization may hit me for this. If President Boakai does not create private sector job in this country, it doesn't matter what he does, he's going to fail. He's going to fail. Our people got to go to work. And I don't see anything now within the government that is pointing towards job creation in the private sector in this country. And for me, that bothers me.
Thank you, Eduardo. Again, Asido, thanks for joining us. We want to wish everyone happy 4th of July. If you're here in America, if you're a United States citizen, green card holder, you have served in the military, in the Army, in the Marine, in the Navy, and in the Air Force, any part of the military you find yourself, we want to say happy 4th of July to you. To my brother who have served, Mr. Eduardo, thank you. Happy 4th of July to you. To Uncle Sam, thank you. And to all the men and women, we want to say thanks. While you watch us from the United States, enjoy your 4th of July. Roast your meat, eat, enjoy, and be merry. We're going to get into this program. We're going to get started. We are asking, are you seeing any transformation in it? Where you work, you got a job, you get a job, you begging for money, the prices of commodities, anything, wherever you find yourself, are you seeing any transformation? If you're not seeing it, are you hearing it? If you're not hearing it, are you smelling it? For 6 months, are you seeing anything? Anything that you would say, yes, we are getting there. I'm very, very serious. I'm asking you this question today. So how do a lot of people going to turn in and watch the show? Yeah, in America, because no work everywhere closed down and people home enjoying themselves. Share the show, my friend. Invite your brothers and sisters. I want you to share the show. I want somebody to speak to the nation tonight. It may be you, Mr. Doe, former Deputy Minister Isaac Doe. I'm going to ask you the same question while you gave your opening. I'd really like to go back to Uncle Sam and Duadu, but I will give you the chance because I know you're on sedition. Talk to us and tell us whether you are seeing any transformation, positive or negative. It's all yours.
Actually, I'm seeing negative. And hi to everyone. It's good to be back. And I want to go back to where my brother in. So I'm one person that don't want to believe the issue of give people chance is still coming who work with the rescue team as much as it was necessary for the WIA team. Yes, why? One of the advantages you are saying that the UP campaigned on was that they are experienced, they've been in government before, they know how government works, and so now they are there. I'm not sure anyone who fairly believes that what applied to George Weah, whose administration was partly coming in government for the first time, who applied to people who've been in government for many years. No. No matter how much of an educated person you are, when you take up a new job, you have to go through some training to understand that job, no matter how educated you are. Because the dynamics of the job will change. But if you are going back into that same job you were, you should be good. Say, for instance, me. I went in government 2018 was my first time. You could give me 200 PhD or whatever it is. I will have to learn certain things in government. If you were to carry me back in government, bro, I understand the terrain now. So you will be expecting me to do more in less time than you once did when I first went there. That's the same with the rescue. President Boyka, for instance, been in government for 40, 43, 50 years. Most of the people that are in government today were there for 12 years, some for 13 years, some for 8 years. So you've expected them to get the ball rolling as of now. Now to your question, Stanton, as to if change have been there. You know, if we want to be very, forget about CDC, UP, ANC, leave it. George Weah, Boyka, leave all those people. Let's be fair to our country. Listen, all of the things that were there from January 22nd, 2024 to today, the only few changes you will see will be those things carrying us back. Say, for instance, dismissal of people, getting people out of here, lawsuits here and there. But those positive things you have expected from day one, where are they? Everything that existed on January 22, 2024, when President Weah said, okay, I turn power over, they are partly still there. Nothing has changed. Nothing. The only changes we can see, like I said, is going up. Now, for instance, the price of $1 scratch card has changed. Absolutely. January, it was 180, 190, 200 max. Now it is 220. So it's changed. And many other things. Again, we will hope someday, sometime. But my brothers, the falling of a dry leaf is always a warning to the fresh one. And in as much as this government keeps on giving the people hope upon promises, it will be tough for them because you can't even do the first one you gave them. You keep adding up. And that's where I think I stand. I don't see positive changes at all. I may be wrong, but I don't.
Stanton, it is worth saying this, and we have to recognize the massive void that was left by CDC administration. I understand the UP has to make some adjustments to make sure they come up, but I want to see that adjustment in an upward position. Let it already going up, and that's where I come from. It's not suggesting that the UP is filling entirely, but the pace at which it should be going, they're not going at that pace. And I think they're letting too many people down. Those of us who are the mouthpiece of bringing President Bouakai to power, we hold some culpability. This is why we talk, because we want President Bouakai to succeed. And Mr. President, those of us that come to you and tell you directly, bluntly, what is happening, we are pushing for your success. People were saying in the room because they want to be a pacifist, or they want to pacify you, or an appeasement form of lecturing. This is why I asked the question. This is something before you came. Does the president have anybody on his advisory team that is less than 50 years old? Some people say, well, what does that matter? It matters hugely, because it's a different perspective. It's a different perspective. So how the country is being run, people that are going to inherit this country, they have to have a say at the table. Don't tell me about your cabinet minister. Tell me about your advisory team. They're going to be very pushy and say, listen, Mr. President, this direction is wrong. You can't do this, Mr. President. We have to go this route. But if we continue to just kowtow that we do in this country, everybody, oh my man, you know, I get told, if we get told, we're going to be the country that just be the nyama nyama.
Don't let me interrupt you. Why people get to the place that I don't want to talk? Yeah.
Yes, a reason why. And, you know, I think on my head saying nobody more. Yes, a reason why, Stanton. A huge majority of Liberians that come to government, almost 99% of them cannot make that money in government that they can make in the private sector. So in order to protect this little income, they just have to sit there and be mute, because you don't want to say anything. And here's the danger with that, guys. Look, it is extremely dangerous. If Brother Sam Jackson is a passport director, and his goal is not to improve the passport section of this country, and he just want to be there and collect a paycheck, he poses a threat to this country, a real threat. You have to say your say. Look, respect your bosses, but you have to let them know that we have to produce for the Liberian people. You have to produce. Look, if you're responsible for early childhood development in this country, your job is to make sure the infant mortality rate of this country is decreased. If it's not happening, you're not doing your job. If you're not doing your job, get up from there so we can reduce the maternal mortality rate or the infant mortality rate of this country. That is how it's supposed to be. Well, people don't say nothing, say no, because, oh, man, I'm a late job. You know, I'm a late job. I get it. You don't say you're a late job. I get it. But should your job matter more than 5 million people? That is the quintessential question.
I want to say, let's welcome our old man, like I used to call him, Anthony V. Kessler. I mean, if you check Anthony Kessler, you know, man, that's a good pap. But we want to welcome him. It's nothing sport, Anthony Kessler. We always glad to have you, because we champion the same cause. Good that you're joining us today and watching Spoon. Fadiga, good that you're joining us also. Before I go to Uncle Sam, Dualu, seriously again, this thing about, let me be quiet. You said it right, though. People want job, they got job, they have to be quiet. People want to be part of it. So, Dualu, I thought we got rid of this thing.
No,
don't be afraid. Speak.
No. Every time I read the list, Martin, you say I will not list all. So I will take out the man and woman be different inside. But I will list those four. The four is important. Look, Uncle Sam, look, if a man does not meet certain socioeconomic standards and you give that man certain position, he cannot produce at that level, because his primary thing is taking care of himself. Now, what's a Maslow's hierarchical structure where the man stay on the knee level? He got to need shelter, blah, 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 blah. So the man got to be at a certain level. Okay, he has to be earning a certain amount of money in the private sector or on his own before he gains a certain job. The reason being is his primary objective is not earning an income. Look, at the ministerial level, at the deputy minister level, at the cabinet level, you're not going there for income. You are not going there for job. You're going there for a legacy. when you talk here, they say, oh, because you're about meeting men with jaw. So I didn't know what to wear. Since I can love me eating pangana. I understand all I wanted.
Uncle Sam, let me bring you in. So Anthony, how you call him? Martin Cody is ready. We'll be bringing him on the show shortly. But Uncle Sam, I want to hear from you. Then go to Fadika before we can bring in Martin Cody.
Maureen will never eat pancana in Liberia. I can assure you of that. We will never eat pancana. Okay, hello, Stanton. Dwalo brought in some good thing, right? And I don't want this thing to become like I'm the teacher. I'm teaching people, right? But the way I've been advising presidents for so many years, and they just threw it to the wayside, right? You have to find out what are some of the most important things to your people that matters, right? Stanley, we did a survey here in 2007, 2008 after the war. The number one thing in the country is hunger. The majority of the people in this country, they go to bed hungry every single day. They malnutrition and stunting is extreme in this country. Extreme in this country. The lack of, adequate medical care. People die here very young. Only 15% of the population in this country, I believe, this is just my estimation, okay, is over the age of 60. The median age president comes in power, what is it that you're doing about hunger to make sure that the people don't go to bed hungry? That means you have to find a way to produce the food to make it affordable to reach to them, right? Then medical care, medical care is extremely important. Stanton, the last thing is education. Stanton, the majority of the children in this country here, their parents cannot afford to pay their school fee for them to go to school.
Yeah.
They can't. So something as simple as universal free primary education should be the basis for. Look, I met a father today with 3 children. The children are at school for only $9,000 Liberian dollars. $9,000 Liberian dollars. You do the calculation, right? So these are basic things, right? That the 3 presidents that we had post-war have not handled adequately and have not put the finger on it to put the people in the positions so they can do the thing. Donald, you mentioned maternal mortality. You know that the number of women that die in childbirth in this country is too high. It's still over 700, where it was high before, like 1,000, but now it's at 700. These are things, and I've gone to villages in this country where the people told me we want peace. If we didn't want peace, the fact that when our big belly, some of them die here because you got to put it in wheelbarrow to take them to the hospital. It happened on Ellie. It happened on a big belly. This is like Blanchetown. I went there. These are responsible men, who just live in the villages and they have pregnant wives and they don't have hospital to take them to. They stay taking it in the bathroom for them to born that child. And then when that complication they die. Those are the things that any government should spend a lot of time on. Instead of this Morovia-centric thing, fighting with people on Facebook, doing all kind of thing, singing battle songs, doing all kind of thing. The political surrogates coming on the radio to try to make things sure that things. You cannot stage manage human development. It got to be done with steps, and you put the resources in it. When the Liberian people see that kind of leader, trust me, we will know, they will know, and they will feel it. Unfortunately, they haven't felt it.
Thank you, Uncle Sam. Folks, again, please share the show, and we want your comment, though. We want to read some of your comment. Please do. I would love to read, and the rest of the guys would really love to share your comments. So please share with us, okay? I'm seeing Ohaji Taggart. I'm seeing Lame. I'm also seeing Lai, Bindu, Vad. I want to recognize you guys and read exactly what you do. When you write, please let us know where you're joining us from. Let's welcome to the show Armstrong Jabba, Samuel Ware, Freeman, and every one of you. Fadiga, thank you for joining us. Happy 4th to you.
Thanks, Stanton. It's always a pleasure being here with my esteemed panelists.
Location change again. Location change.
Stanton, there's something for you.
Man, hold your phone, man. Hold your phone, send leader, man.
I got my
Somebody
president.
let baby standing behind you. Can you tell him to just?
The man been abroad for 9 months yet.
You saw that little picking up standing behind you? That your stepson?
I don't blame.
No. Okay. Yeah, did he just tell you to get up?
Bodyguard.
Okay. 2 years with your bodyguard, no problem. We understand.
I listened to Dwalu while on my way coming. I listened to Isaac and Uncle Sam, and a lot of things. Some of the things that was said are true. I do agree with it. What saddens me the most about what Uncle Sam and especially and Isaac do have to say is that sometimes the message may be in the right place, but they are just the wrong messenger. These people sat down for 6 years and agree with everything that was done and didn't say anything. But now somehow they are the new activists. But there's an adage that say that the activist is not the one that say the water is dirty, but the ones that clean the water. They did not clean the water for the last 6 years. They did not tell the emperor that he was naked. So now all of a sudden they can see everything, especially in 6 months. Look, this administration is on course. There are a lot of things that were said. We just going good thing. We still have time on our side. In less than 6 months, we do not expect to repair the damage of institutions in this country in 6 months. We do not expect to fix the depletion of our national coffer, looting the country in 6 months. There are some things that I do agree with Uncle Sam that we can at least fix within the first 100 days and then 6 months and then moving on. We can put in those mechanisms in place. And Uncle Sam says something that I agree with 100%. People go to bed hungry in this town. It's not unique to this government, but that is something that if government wants, we can put an end to or at least minimize. With a population of 5.5 million people, there's no Liberian should go to bed hungry in this country. We're just too small and too wealthy for anybody to go to bed hungry in this country. Stanton, the people don't eat good in this country. And the reason why is, look, you will notice when you see people in the market, the way the people want to ration things, when people see food, the way it's terrible. It got to do with our growth rate. A lot of our children are very petty and very small, or they shrink. The bone. You can see that people are not eating or either poor eating or low malnourished, and it affects a lot of things. It affects your cognitive ability. It affects a lot of things. So I do agree 100% that food security, we need that in this country. More importantly, we need to hold people accountable. And I don't think we have done very well in that. I know it's not moving fast enough. I wanted to move at a 5G speed. Because the reason why we hold people accountable is to serve as deterrent, not for only other would-be offender, but even ourselves. If we do not hold these guys accountable and keep them roaming around here and making all these and keep taunting us, it shows that we could do the same thing or even more than them. So, some of us that support the President Boyka, we want this to happen. The Liberian people elected us for that. And there are some other people. I think overall, the government is on track. There are a lot of things that the president has put in place. One of the biggest one is the War on Economic Crimes court. There are some legislation, some executive order. So we are getting there. For 6 months is just not enough. Come back next year, come back 2 years from now, and then we'll go back. We have enough metrics to gauge this government. But for people to start saying, you see that? That's why we voted on. Nothing. You don't have data to work with.
Thank you, Fatiga. Thank you very much, folks. I would like at this time, Fatiga, thank you very much. We are about to get into our topic for today. Martin Cody will be joining us by way of the phone. Then he's going to come in studio once he get home. Once he get home, he's going to come in studio live. But for now, we will have to keep him on the phone because he should be home shortly. When you watch the program, a lot of different things happened today. The president went to Mika. I know CDC got a spin on it. They said president went to fire 700 individuals. He want to approve it. At something I disagree, but the president went to Mika. We saw another development at the, I think it was at the ministerial building. They had another program over there. And we saw the senator doing their usual stuff, and, you know, D.O. Kabahu hiding all the mess they need to hide. The issue of the car on the Senator Darius DeLong performance today on his press conference, something he had not done for rack of ages. You know, we're gonna discuss it. We're gonna discuss it because we need to make some correction. I think they don't need to be fair with the Liberian people. All right, all kind of story just not adding up, and that is something that we just cannot stand by and allow to happen. So Martin will be speaking on the financial aspect of the budget, making those corrections that are necessary because they don't flip-flop a lot. And then we'll call into question things that were said before on the floor of the Senate, and they don't seem to backtrack. So we must remind him, is this the real DeLong we know? I mean, what have happened to him? What have changed? So we will go into this conversation and talk about national issue and good governance. So ladies and gentlemen, let me bring in Martin Cuddy, the activist, that we can, and he will be free to take questions, but when he get home, he will come in studio live. So Martin, thank you for joining us. It's always good to have you. You are live on the Spoon Talk.
Thank you. Thank you, CEO. It's always my pleasure to join the show from SI. Permit me to extend my greetings to Mr. Dwalo and the people. I also see Uncle Sam, Hassan, Hussein Hussein Fadiga is there as well, and Brother Azido of the CDC. You know, it's good to be here for us to talk about some of the issues. I want to extend my greetings to the peace-loving people of our country. Yeah, I'm here to talk about some of the issues and clarify the contradictions made by the Senator of Moserado County. Thank you very much for inviting me.
And I know when you get home, you will join us live, but let's get into the conversation. Today is Happy 4th year in America, so maybe we can say Happy 4th to you while you enjoyed our program and fireworks wherever you are. I want to say, I want to say thank you very much for joining our Martin. Let's get to some very serious discussion. Mr. Duarte will come in, Uncle Sam will come, Azido, and then Fadiga will be the last. I want to ask you, you take a snap at what you saw today at MICAT with the president. Was it a good move?
Basically, I did not follow the appearance of the president. Probably after the show I will. But maybe you can give me a gist of some of the things the president said, then I'll be able to react. No,
I got to run for that because you didn't follow. We will bring you back when you're in a position, and then we'll talk about it. We got a lot. Let me bring you now to this issue of the budget. Martin, on your Facebook page, you are going line by line, precinct by precinct on that budget. You are digging deeper on the budget. Let me bring you to the fact, and I will play this. I hope you'll be able to hear it. Delon said something about the 45,000 vehicle. You listen to Delon, I believe. Was he right to say that, well, I have not received it. I got nothing on it. Something so not unique. You think Delon being honest with this 45,000 vehicle, whether you receive it or you have not received it yet?
You know, CEO, the extent of dishonesty being demonstrated by the senator is mind-boggling. When we struggled to bring Mr. Dillon to power, we did so with the hope and aspiration that he will disrupt business as usual on Capitol Hill. So we preferred him as a quote-unquote disruptor. That's the word I want to use tonight. But he called himself at that time the light, quote-unquote. I want to put that in quote because I have never called him the light before. Never. I've always put it in quote because I know who he is. Very hypocritical. So he talked about we did not request 45,000 cars. I personally did not request a car. Those were his exact words during the interview this morning. Because I listened to the interview. How can you say that, Senator Dillon? I'm going to give some specifics. And I just published a document on my page. I want the Liberian people to go on my Facebook page, right, and read the letter from Senator Bebo Brown, right? Read the letter from Senator Bebo Brown dated May 20, 2024. The letter, the subject of the letter is procurement of Senate vehicles. They did not say vehicle. The plural of vehicle is vehicles. There are 30 senators. So the chairman on Rules, Order, and Administration made specific reference to all of the senators. He did not say with the exception of Darius DeLong. Let the public go and read the letter. And this letter was written since May 20, 2024. Today is July 4th. Because all of our CEO are racing like that, the alarm, he comes down to the public to appear like he's an exception. He did not request car. But you don't have the authority to request car, Mr. Dillon, because you are chairman of foreign relations. Everybody has his or her function at the legislature. Senator Bebo Brown of Maryland County is the chairman of Rules, Order, and Administration. He was tasked with the authority by the office of the Senate Pro Tem to make the follow-up or inquiry about the procurement of the Senate vehicles. So he made that, and what did he say? Now I want to read a specific part. The Liberian people are listening. Truth matters.
It's up. Martin, it's up already. Go ahead and read it. We got the letter up.
Okay, let me read it quickly. The letter said, "Distinguished colleagues, in consultation with the President Pro Tempore and Chairman on Ways, Means, and Finance, I am pleased to inform that the process of procuring vehicles for senators under the 2024 budget has commenced. Below are vendors who have been contacted to participate in the bid. Number 1, Sika Motors, stay on time. 2, GBK Motors, Jamaica Road. 3, African Motor, 18th Street, Cinco. 4, Prestige Motor, Clarendon, Bourgeois Island. 5, Alliance, 18th Street, Cinco. Number 6, Catos Motors, 10th Street, Cinco. The letter reads further. Kindly visit these dealers and select your choice of vehicle and fill out the forms already distributed by the procurement department. Are you listening to this, CEO?
You can talk to us. We'll listen to you.
Please be reminded that the city, that means the highest price for our ordinary people, because we have to break it down. Please be reminded that the ceiling of the amount allotted for each senator's vehicle is US $45,000 United States dollars. Kind regards, CC, Senate Pro Tem. This letter was written since May 20, 2024. Today is July 4th. Why didn't this quote-unquote light inform the public or raise the alarm that we are about to use $45,000 for vehicle? I just received a call from Rwanda, from Egypt. Liberian students are out there struggling literally for their scholarship allowance while they are distributing $45,000 for vehicle. And all of them have vehicles.
So let me ask you a question. Allow me to come in. Allow me to come in, please. It's going to be very interesting, folks. Take your time and share your comments. Let me ask you, Mr. Cody. Let me play what Dillon said. If you can bring the Dillon statement up real quick, I want you to listen. I believe this is it.
Today, July 3. Today, July 4. Thank God, a big day. American Independence. If I have put in for car, if I receive money for car in the budget, I will resign today. If I don't resign today, if anybody show proof that I have put in for car, I have gotten car or I got car money under the budget for the 5,000 already.
So let me pause it right there. Martin, help me. Maybe they don't feel that everybody's stupid. And I use the word stupid. Martin, are you listening to us?
Yeah.
They don't say if I have put in for car and I receive 45,000, Can I play this and then you can speak?
Vote taken. Vote taken on April 30, 2024 as regards the budget. Senator Yomli Kamal.
I vote yes.
Monserrat County. Senator Sir Hadi Joseph.
Yes to the budget for 2024.
Senator Abraham Arab.
I vote yes.
My thing, are you getting anything from this that he voted yes on the budget that allow him an allocation that you will be getting 45,000 for a vehicle? He voted yes on that budget. The letter from Bo Burns saying your vehicle money is ready, go get your vehicle. Are we stupid now for Dylan to say no? I didn't receive any 45,000. But talk to me, Mountain. Talk to me before I move forward, please.
Yeah, because the intent CEO is to appear like an angel, even though he's a Lucifer, right? So how can you vote for a budget that simply tells us that you didn't even read the budget? Because the letter from the chairman on rules and orders is very clear. He said the money is coming from the budget. So which budget did you approve or ratify, Senator Dillon? So you just put your hand on and just voted without looking at the various budget lines? This is the extent of his hypocrisy. And this has happened continuously, CEO. This has happened continuously since he was elected. They seen Dillon told us he was not going to ride business class or first class. Later on, he had to apologize. He said he made a machine. The same man told us he was not going to fence his house when we elected him. Go to his house now, his fence. He told us he was not going to ride 45,000 car. Today he was providing justification for the 45,000 car he's riding currently. And he wants another 45,000 car again. So the other 45,000 car he now has will be his private car. So we're buying private cars for lawmakers, CEO. The hospitals around the country are complaining even about no current, no electricity, no drugs, no medical supplies. The other day I listened to the chief medical officer for one of the hospitals in the Southeast talking about no X-ray machine. Oh God.
So let me hold you there. I gotta bring the rest of the guys in. I beg you, let me hold you there. Again, folks, we have Mountain Cordy. Mountain Cordy, he will be by way of audio only till he can get home. But the issue with the long lives and multiple lives, when you're talking about, no. I didn't take no 45,000. But you voted for the budget line that have 45,000. You say you wanted it. Eduardo, talk to us, my brother. We got Mountain Cully on the phone.
Hey, Mr. Cully, welcome to the show, man. Stanton, I was driving from town yesterday, and I was not fortunate that Mountain Cully, I did not attend LU, but I always stop on LU campus. I spent 2 hours there yesterday on the Palao and we were talking about this very issue with a bunch of college students. And we were talking about this very issue about the budget. I just did a basic calculation. But remember, we're listening very carefully. There are 103 legislators. $45,000. It's almost 4.6 million United States dollars. You take that money. When they say government does not have money, when I'm talking about changing the standard of living for this country, that's what I'm talking about. You take that money into Grand Creek County, open the fishing industry, we can put 10,000 men to work. Stanton, I get 2 cars in this country. My pickup is 10 years old. It's been 10 years old in Liberia, and my small car is about 7 years old. Perfectly in perfect working condition. Now, what if they were even buying the main car for to begin with? 45,000 United States dollars. I want you to understand something though. The average American lives on in America. The average income for the average black man in America is $41,000. For the average white man, it's approximately $52,000 for the whole year. That I won't get take that kind of hell of a money. And every 3 years, these boys want a brand new car. Same time I just told you, I got 2 cars in this country. One is 10-year-old, one is 7-year-old, perfect working condition. Why we keep buying these vehicles? Why are we even buying them vehicles instead of setting up some factory to create jobs? I'm not going to go back to all the debate about Technically, I did not receive money, or I received money. Once the budget is cast, folks, let me tell you something. The budget is law. If the budget say give got $3, by law they gotta give got $3. That is the law. It's not just some paper, that law. So that 45,000 and guys, guess what? Compound this. Each representative, each senator, I know for representative, senators could be higher. According to, I believe it was Brother Cully, who was in studio, he said they received $3,000 US monthly for gasoline. That's small money there. Monty, I got no question for you, my man, because you're just on point.
Martin, so you like to just say, you listen to Eduardo, I think he made some valid point, UN, the hospital, and everything, but yet instead they don't can lie and says, no, I'm not going to receive the money, I have not received the money, but it's in the budget. We can say that Johnny Quay and Balchar Siwe, they're also responsible making sure that these guys then go ahead and get the car. If you don't want the car, you will get your money. We have confirmed with so many senators, and also I can call Senator Nathaniel McGill, who actually going to receive his own money, and other Senator Prince Johnson are getting the money. So the PPCC have agreed that, listen, this is done, like Dualu said. How troubling is this, to add to Dualu's question, Martin, how troubling it is that yet indeed, like Senator DeLong can look in the camera and tell a bold-faced lie.
But CEO and Mr. Dualu, the senator is even justifying $290,000 for constituency visits. Can you imagine that? When Liberians, thousands of Liberians right now in Mismanagement County, where he represents, right? They are currently in floor. Their horses, their homes, their families are in floor. The senator is justifying $290,000 United States dollars for constituency visit for 30 senators. This is unimaginable. So what I did, CEO, I just captured all of his lies. I published not too long on my page 45 minutes ago and captured that particular analysis, rascal light, the lies, and conflict of interest. And I just want to run you through his lies that he told today, because the Liberian people deserve to know the truth. Lie number one, he said the program has 17K for fuel for 3 cars. This is not true, CEO. The fact is, the Senate program has 59,984 United States dollars for fuel for her cars. Besides that, CEO, she also has 22,476 United States dollars for fuel for her generator. So if you do the calculation for car and generator, she has a total of 82,460 there for her cars and her generator. Thanks to you, and I'm going to give the source. Ask the Lord for his source, he will never give it. The source of our evidence is budget code 101 and budget line 221401 on page 6 of the 2024 of the 2024 approved national budget. That's our source. Line number 2, CEO. He said, for 6 years under the past regime, the university budget never crossed 20 million. Do we want CBC? No, we don't want CBC. We are in power now, right? We should lead and not lie. This is not time for propaganda. CBC is out of the picture. CBC is not going to come to power anytime soon, right? But you are now a rescue quote-unquote senator. Lead the people on the basis of policy prescriptions and solutions and not lies. So let's go back to the budget. The budget actual of the University of Liberia for fiscal year 2024 is 25.18 million. And the budget outturn of the University of Liberia for fiscal year 2023 is 30.117 million. And I've attached all the facts right on my page, right? So what the senator is thinking now, I want to clarify this, because the budget has the first draft and the budget also has the recast version. So now because in the first draft you saw 17 million, so you say, oh, the University of Liberia budget is 17 million. No. There's something called recast budget. When the budget has recast version, it means there is an adjustment either upward or downward based on the need of that particular spending entity or based on the additional revenue collected. So it can be increased, it can be reduced based on revenue collection and the spending need. So that's what Senator Dillon doesn't know, right? So they tell lie. He talked about we budgeted 50,000 for the retreat in Buchanan and we spent 47K. That's not true. The document is there. The document is there for retreat, 275,000. If you look at the breakdown on the document we just uploaded on our Facebook page, they spent 75K for feeding, just for food for the retreat. Facilitator, 25K. If you add the 75 and 25K, how can I even beat 50,000? Let's be honest to our people. The breakdown is right there. Provide on the evidence. We have provided ours, Mr. Senator. Line number 4. He talked about we have already dealt with it. He talked about the 45,000 car we did not request. He talked about we went to the church and contributed 10K out of the money, right? So CEO, this is conflict of interest. The church they spend the 10K at is the church of the father of the Senate project, Worldwide Mission Church in Buchanan. How can you give taxpayer money to your family church?
Damn.
No, hold on 1 minute. Hold on. Let me play exactly what they don't say because I want to bring in. I know we were going there. Let me play the church issue. And then you can tell the Liberian people who they don't decide to give the 10,000 to. And imagine that they don't from Moserado though. So let's just go ahead and play this.
Saturday, Sunday, the media in the country that were there saw the Senate in church at the Worldwide Mission Church in Roundabout Development. The Senate was in church. Senator Sarah Joseph, Senator Lauren, Senator Dillon, Senator Ellis Tyler, Senator Prince Moy, Senator Dama Fabla, Senator, you name them. We all were in church. We made a contribution to the church of $10,000 US, even out of the amount. $10,000 US. The Senate leadership spoke, and Prince Moy, as chairman of Ways and Means, Edwin Snow was there, Christian Duncan was there, and you name them. We all were there, senators. And so
Indeed, he just said it, and they took the 10,000 for the loan that should be spent in Moserado. They took it to Grand Bassa. Talk to us, Monty.
So the church he's talking about, CEO, the name of that church is the Worldwide Mission Church. The founder of that church is the father of the Senate project, Yombi Kanga Lawrence, and his name is Reverend Abba Kanga. Right? He's the founder of that church. So you take our money. The money did not come from your private company to contribute as offering to the church. You won't contribute as offering to the church. Use your own money. I'm not saying it's bad to contribute to the church or to contribute to the mosque. No, it's not bad. Don't get me wrong. But don't take the people's money and say you're going to donate or contribute to church. You heard the law. It came out of the amount. The amount for the amount for the retreat. So you take our money, take it to your family church, and then you say you're giving 10K when there are competing national priorities in the country. This is conflict of interest. And conflict of interest is in violation of the 2019 amended public financial management law. So
let me hold you and bring in Uncle Sam. Let Uncle Sam ask you some questions. We'll bring in Fadika.
Bring in Uncle Sam, CEO. I just want to let my talk on this.
Go ahead.
Besides the 10K they gave to their family church, they also spent 75K for food. And the caterers were the host cooks of the Senate project. We challenged them to provide evidence of the procurement process that went on to hire a catering company. They cannot. They don't go on the radio today. You talk about 50K budget. Where is the budget? Where is the document? You spent 47K. Where is the financial report? I thought you should be providing financial report and documentation to convince the public that yes, you spent 50K and you didn't spend 275K or you didn't spend 565K. The total amount before, during, after the retreat, 565K going towards retreat and constituency visit. How can you treat the country like this, yet you call yourself the light? Are you ready a light or a jack-o'-lantern? So let's be clear about who you are. Because the people are suffering. Liberia is the 8th poorest country in the world. The 8th. So the Liberian people are the 8th poorest people in the world. But you're spending $565K just in 4 days on 30 senators. Young people are all employed in that country. You didn't add a dime on civil service salary. Yet you want to justify such a lavish spending. This is unacceptable. It has to stop.
Thank you. Let me bring it Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam, we are just getting started, folks. We need your comment. I need to ask Martin what your question will be. Please, you got to comment, you got to text, we want to read it out here. We say share the show. We got Martin Cuddy, the activist here. He will be joining us in studio once he get home. Uncle Sam, it's all yours. Your question, sir.
Yeah, I mean, comrade, if I call you comrade, they will say you're not my comrade because I owe, but you are my comrade because, I mean, what you do for this country, what it takes, Stanton, to do the kind of work that Martin does, and I have done all the years, to be able to dig deeper, to find one data point. Sometimes it takes an hour for you to develop one fact, and Valdo does writing too. That is a talent, an immense talent. Liberians should be very happy they have a man like Martin Colley from Generation X who does that on a regular basis. Martin, I will talk to you about the budget and the revenue, okay? And one of the reasons why I was not despondent when President Joseph Boakai won is because I believe that he would have gone ahead and recruited the best talent to come in and reorder the country in terms of the budget priorities, right? Go to the revenue, increase the revenue, but increasing compliance. For example, like real estate taxes is only 5% compliance. You just double the compliance, you get $20 million. Tax to GDP ratio, and I'm speaking in economics because Martin, you're an economist, okay? We are about 11 to 12%, okay? And the sub-Saharan average about 15 or 14%. But Latin America and one of the benchmark in development is something in economics we call tax to GDP. Tax to GDP means it's the total amount of revenue you collect versus your GDP, right? If you increase that tax to GDP ratio, like Latin America, 29%. So Martin, tell me something. Why is it that the rescue team did not, develop or create or recruit the kind of talent that people thought they would have recruited for fiscal operations to increase revenues and to demonstrate and to use the budget for priorities for the country? They're spending $500,000, $446,000 on one legislator. If you do the budget, right? 46 million divided by 103 people. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to spend on one person. When you tell me, Martin, that 89,000 total fuel for generator and fuel for our cars for one person, and then and I don't care, get angry with me, and they go take $10,000 of our money and give it to your father's church. Yeah, give it to your father's church. Something. What bothers me is that they know better. They know better. But you know something? I was speaking to a young representative a few days ago, and he says, Sam, and this is a guy who's an independent guy, got his own money, he's a millionaire that went there. He says, Sam, this is the most corrupt place I've ever been in my life. He said, everything we do in this place is corrupt because it's the corrupt culture. So
let me bring it back to the answer, then you'll come with your second question.
I want you to respond to what I'm saying. So, Martin, what do you think are the real reason for the rottiness in the system? And why do you think that President Boakai could not recruit the best to try to nip and chip at? I said eliminate it, but just chip at some of the rottenness in the system. Why?
Okay, Uncle Sam, thank you. Very important question. So I would like to start off by saying the structure of the budget cannot be blamed on the legislature alone, because if you look at the budget process, it starts from the executive. The executive allots and the legislature appropriates. So they take responsibility for what is happening right now. The pillaging of public resources through the budget. The budget has become a cash cow. And it is unfortunate. We have 67,746 civil servants in our country across 103 spending entities. Do you know that these people did not even add a dime to the salaries of these civil servants? Not a dime, not a cent. But they are increasing their budget lines. So I have said, Uncle Sam, the budget is not reflective of a quote-unquote rescue mission. You cannot have a budget talking about over 88% recurrent expenditure. Then you're talking about rescue mission. Did you really come to rescue the people, Senator Dillon, or you came to rescue your pocket? The latter will suffice, in my opinion. But basically, to respond to that first question, I want us to talk about, because I did an analysis like 2 days ago on the Big Five. The Big Five is the direct response to your first question, then I will address the second one. So to know that the budget is equitable, right, you must look at the 5 highest offices, the leaders of the country: the president, the vice president, the speaker, the Senate Pro Tem, and the deputy speaker. Thank you, CEO, for putting it up. That's the analysis. So look at our analysis, fellow Liberians. Thank God the Liberian people are watching. For us, we'll not talk free talk like the law. We'll bring the facts, the evidence, because the people deserve to know the truth. Truth matters in public discourses. That's why when you look at the Big Five, what do you see? You look at the president, for example, because we put both the draft and the proof. So in the draft, the president actually had 2.46 million, and in the approved, he now has 2.99 million. This is 21.73% increment. The vice president, they draft 2.38 million, they approved 3.38 million. This is 41.28% increment. The speaker, 1.67 million in the draft, 1.91 million in the approved. This is 14.28% increment. The Senate Pro Tem, 1.31 million in the draft, 1.51 million in the approved. This is 15.19% increment. The deputy speaker had a budget of $515,800 in the draft, Uncle Sam. But it has increased in the approved to a whopping 1.32 million. This is 157.03% increment. So initially they told us, look, we are cutting down our budgets, and we applauded them for that. We commended them for that. Later on in the approved, they've increased again. So one lawmaker called and said, we increased because we identify additional revenue sources. So identify additional revenue sources, why couldn't you divert those resources to the health sector? Why couldn't you divert those additional resources to the education sector, to the agriculture sector?
But they're talking for themselves.
I'm not saying agriculture minister, Uncle said agriculture sector. And A in the rescue agenda, you're talking about arrest. A means agriculture. That's the first pillar of the development plan of President Joseph Boakai. A, agriculture. But the budget of the agriculture sector is less than 2% of the overall, of the aggregate. How does this make sense to anybody? This is our number one development priority or agenda, agriculture. But the agriculture budget is even less than the budget of the NSA. NSA has over 10 million. The agriculture has around 8.8 million. Economically, statistically, how does this make sense even in the context of economic development? It doesn't make sense. Because agriculture sector drives a lot. It creates jobs, it enhances food security, it provides surplus that you could even export to attract inflows, which could create stability between the two legal tenders in the country and even appreciate your local currency. So the agriculture sector even opens your local market and it does a lot. So this is the sector we are giving less than 2% of the overall, which is in violation. I was on one of the radio stations this morning and I was very clear. It is in violation of the Maputo Declaration. The threshold should be 10%. The Maputo Declaration says every African government must appropriate at least 10% of its national budget to agriculture and food security. Look at what we are appropriating. Honor a government that has a development plan with agriculture as the number one priority. Less than 2%.
So Martin, allow us to bring in Fadiga, please. Allow us to bring in Fadiga with his question. A lot to discuss, folks. Share the show, invite your brothers and sisters. Thank you. I see you are sharing the show, but we want your comments, please. Let me bring in Hussein UJ Fadiga.
I really don't have a specific question, but I do have a statement to make. I listened to Martin. He made some good points, but I want to say this. I cannot speak for the 30 senators, but I can say something about Senator Dillon. You look at our legislature, before Senator Dillon went to that place, it was very dark in there. True to his credit, he shared some light in there. If we turn off all the lights in that Senate, we won't be able to see anything in that place. We have to be very mindful how I've always said it, how we pin everybody in with the same brush. There are senators that I've talked to that I believe that want to do the best thing for our people. These guys are elected officials. The true employer are the Liberian people that voted them in. Those people can also vote them out. Those people should be the one to be able to demand. Until the people with the true power can decide on what they want to do with their leaders, will just be emboldened. They will just be emboldened by our actions. Will just be speaking at the problem and not finding solution. The solution to our legislature is citizen action. And citizen action, not just by castigating them, not just by talking at the different problems, age-old problems that have been in that place for centuries, but for us to find a durable solution. Now, people want us to believe that Dillon and everybody is in there, they are corrupt, they are a bunch of thieves, they don't mean well for the Liberian people. Yes, let's agree. But then what is the incentive in there for these guys to change and work on behalf of the Liberian people? Mind you, they have 9 years to go on doing this thing. Is this the best solution? So we all have different ways. Martin has a way of handling things. I have my way of handling things. But I do not want us to keep the regular politics of the day and talking at the problem and not finding solution. The solution, there is a solution. These guys are human. They are Liberian. They are the representation and the true reflection of who we are as a nation. These people did not fall from the sky. They are Liberians. They have the same mindset as the people that voted for them. They said the leadership in a nation is a reflection of the people in that country. If these guys are corrupt, that means we are corrupt ourselves as citizens of this country. I know people don't want to hear this way, but I want us to change our approach. I want us to start finding a new way of dealing with these individuals. They're putting them down on the table and telling, hey man, we either have it this way or you're out the next way. And we can bring people together. We need to start going down to our people and start educating them on how to make their legislators act their legislators, work on their behalf. But everything we do here, how many times have it changed? And, you know, and sometimes.
So let me go to the guests that are on, and then you can come back again. Maybe please.
Yeah, let me finish. I know you
finish
want
them.
To keep lambasting people. I believe that.
No, I want Martin to speak because he's the guest.
We will speak on the thing. Martin have been talking and putting me to sleep. So if you want me to sleep, then
yeah, but so finish on that. Let me bring him on.
What?
Yeah. No, I mean, we all have our own way of dealing with issues, but DeLon and a few senators there that we believe mean well for the country. They whether they vote against, whether they vote for, they just one vote. Why it is true that vote can change something, but most time it doesn't change much in that place. We need to have a legislative engagement. The people need to engage the legislator and make sure that they are doing the right thing if we are not happy with it, rather than keep blaming them and levying wild allegations against them.
Thank you very much. Martin, you want to speak to this, and then some of us that have questions, not just to read a long story like my brother Fadiga did, you know, but you want to speak to this before we go to Dualu?
Yes, so I listened to Fadiga, and he has a point. We should start taking some action as a people, because the Constitution is very clear. All power is inherent in the people. 103 people, they are just privileged. They are just opportune to serve over 5 million people or 5.2 million people. That's all. Because we are a system of indirect representation. So all of us can go directly to the house to represent ourselves. So we decided to pick 103 of us. And now they have an opportunity to serve public interest. They are serving their interests. When we made the commitment, Fatiga, in 2003 to our people, the commitment was never to serve ourselves. The commitment was to serve the people. The commitment was to rescue the people and not to rescue ourselves. Look at what they are doing. They are rescuing themselves whilst the people suffer. But let me say this to the senator. The revolutionary once said, every generation has a mission. Either that mission is fulfilled or betrayed in relative opacity. Every generation has a mission. Our mission in this time is to break away from economic deprivation. But our people have suffered so long. It's been 177 years, Fadiga. I have suggested, for example, look, I think the legislature is abusing its power to appropriate. In the Constitution, they have the authority to approve or appropriate, right? We should take that power away from them through a national referendum. For us to change anything in the Constitution, we have to go to referendum. So we should not allow these people to set their own salaries and benefits. They have abused that power. They continue to abuse that power. It has to stop. And to stop that, we need a mass protest. You see what is happening in Kenya? If the Liberian people decide, look, we've given you the opportunity for 177 years to set your own salaries and benefits. You guys have abused this power. We're taking this power back from you. We are getting our power back. We'll set up a commission through a referendum to set the grades of salaries and benefits for public officials, including those in the executive and judiciary as well. That could be done through the national referendum, and this is what we are calling for. They have abused that power. How can you, for example, CEO, do you know why they were delaying to publish the budget until all of us put pressure behind them? Because they wanted to increase our budget from 38.3 million to 53.3 million. Then Delon is there talking about, and we gave you 33 million. At the University of Liberia, we have 25,000 students, over 20,000 students. Let me just, I don't want to be exact with the figures because we have fact checkers. So over 20,000 students at the University of Liberia. You get it, 33 million. 103 are you sitting down on Capitol Hill? 73.3 million. Now why you bragging about that you call yourself a light? Are you serious here? You gave JFK less than 6 million. JFK, the largest referral hospital in the country. They are still struggling with the issue of electricity, but you're getting less than NSA, less than your budget. Is this fair to the country?
One thing I know, I want to hold you on this, then we can bring in Eduardo. The next clip, I think the question will ask whether Amara Corner returned his money. And they don't, I think his answer seemed to be like, no, Amara lied. Amara have not returned the money. Sit out.
You want us to post the question to Amara. He cannot be the best person.
Exactly, but he says something, and I want us to play it. I want us to listen to what he said, and I want you to speak. But you've been researching, you've been fact-checking. You think Amara returned that money he promised to return?
CEO, basically, the senator promised to invite on the day we raised the issue. The senator promised to have sent his special assistant to refund or reimburse. So probably we have to find out from him. He's in the country. Let's ask him to publish the document as a way of proving what he said he did. You know, I don't want to preempt, I don't want to assume, or I don't want to run ahead. So we will ask him, Senator Amara Corner, because the fact is he represents us. Whether he's from Bapolu or he's from another county, he represents us, the Liberian people. The taxes he receives in wages are our taxes. So he's not only answerable to the people of Bapolu, he's answerable to all Liberians. So we encourage the senator to publish proof of reimbursement. Because when you reimburse, right?
But you say you take, okay, so yeah, let me ask the job back in you. He said, well, I sent my guy to take it to Central Bank though, but the money came from the Senate Finance account, correct?
Yeah, sure, certainly.
So why couldn't he just send it back to the Senate Finance account to give to the financial people at the Capitol building where they are? Instead, he's sending it over to Central Bank. But I want you to listen to what DeLong said concerning.
Probably CEO, probably he wanted flag receipt because the office at the legislature does not give you flag. The flag receipt is the official receipt of the government. So he wanted to have done his deposit in the account of the government, and he gets.
So, but you cannot confirm whether that money was sent by. You cannot confirm.
No, I can't confirm. I can't confirm because I'm not the spokesman of the senator, so I can't confirm. We can ask him to provide the evidence that he actually.
Let's go and hear what DeLong said, because DeLong was alluding to something, saying maybe he didn't, and maybe he realized. Let's listen to DeLong.
Let me come back to the question Tama asked relative to one of your colleagues, Senator Amara Corner.
Yeah, right.
And he posted, and after Martin came up, and he said that he was taking some money back, that he felt he should not have gotten. What exactly was that? What money did he get? What money did you people get out? He felt that it was illegal and he was taking back.
So the thing is simple. The question is not for me. The question is for our colleague Amara Corner to say what money he received and what did he take back and where's the evidence that he took it back. Listen, journalism in the country. So now you post on social media, your friend carry money back, what you want to do?
So Senator, can you state for the record that you people never...
For the retreat?
Yeah.
We didn't take money. For the retreat, we keep saying, we didn't take money for retreat. How many times put money, you know, when people don't believe people, anytime you say something, they don't have to. What put mine is mirror. We did not get money.
So Amara Corner said he would take the money back, Martin. Edwin Snow in the chat room said he would take his money back. And everybody become afraid of that money, but it seemed to be that none of them returned the money. It's the thing about that story of 4 people. Everybody, somebody, anybody, and nobody. None of them returned the money. Amara cannot show any document that the money was returned. If you look at the next segment, we'll be playing. They'll say, well, maybe Amara didn't. Maybe he just it was a knee-jerk a moment because Martin Colley attacked him, but he didn't. And we want to see the paper if he did. So, I mean, where are you on this story? And I want to ready. I'm reading your post on social media, Martin. The church, a lot of people agreeing with you that the church belonged to Youngbley's Kanga Lawrence, the pro tem father. And the money that went there, I mean, then it means that they don't then did something illegal here. So let me give you the chance to speak and we'll bring in Mr. Dwadu.
So CEO, you know me very well. I don't just speak without investigating. I like the facts, the truth, because the truth shall set all of us free. Right? We live in a world that's dangerous, but we have to speak the truth, because at the end of the day, it is the truth that will set us free. So I have nothing personal against any public official. In fact, I have critiqued the executive, I have critiqued the judiciary, I have critiqued the legislature. This is not my first time. We challenged the system under President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf for 12 years. The records are there. I was a student leader. At that time, I was leading over 30,000 students. We challenged the government of President William until I fled into exile. The records are. Never again did we compromise a struggle in our people's defense. Never again. So I have nothing personal against Senator Youngbley Kanga Lawrence or Senator Abraham Darius. The reason why we are pushing them, they promised us rescue. They promised us change. I didn't hear the other people promising us rescue. So we have to push them. Look at what she just did. How can you go to your father's church? The country's money. That money is not for your private company, Madam Pro Tem. But the country money that you use it, you donate it to your father's church. In case the other churches like Royal to say, okay, our taxes say you donate to your father's church, I can't donate to our own church. In case the other churches say you can donate 10,000 to our church, the mosque can donate 10,000 to our mosque too. You know what we're going there? So you politicize in development. We can politicize development, Madam Pro Tem. You have to account for the money. And see, let me say this. I think you've been following the letters I have been writing to the FOR, to her office, to the Ombudsman office. So I'm exhausting all of the legal processes. There's money, and I want to inform the Liberian people there will be protests for their money. Watch and see. We have started mobilizing the student leadership already across the country. There's money, there will be protests. All we're asking the Senate Pro Tem to do, provide a full report, the financial report, how you spend the money. You said 108 people were there. They slept in hotel. They ate good food. Provide us the list of the 108.
I gotta bring in Dwadu. Are you saying there will be protests coming up on so many issues, including this money thing mounting? Are you guys discussing protests?
CEO.
Wow.
And I want to say this for the Liberian people. This money, if it is not accounted for, they've been eating money for long. This money will lead to protests. This particular money, and I want to say this, we have started organizing the students already. And if anything happens on the ground of the Capitol building, the Senate Pro Tem will take responsibility. There will be protests for the money. We are exhausting all of the legal procedures because we wrote her office in line with the FOR law, right, requesting documentations, including financial report of how the money was expended. She hasn't responded yet. The law says we should wait 30 days. We're waiting for 30 days. We have already communicated to the office of the Ombudsman. The letter is on my page, telling them about the mismanagement, the possible mismanagement of the Liberian people's money. Therefore, the Senate leadership has to account. We need documentations. We need financial report inclusive of invoices and receipts. You said 75K for food. In 4 days. You're talking about over 400 plus. One person in 400 plus US in 4 days. Are we serious here? So we have identified and established possible collusion and corruption. The Senate Pro Tem is the leader of the Senate. She has to account for this money. Our next step is to write the Independent Information Commission to compel the Senate Pro Tem to release the documents we are asking for under the FOR law of 2010. That is the law. If she doesn't do that, we'll go to court. When we go to court, we can get redress, then we'll come on the Capitol Hill now to ask about our money. The The 10,000 you get your father's church, you got to tell her who instructed you to give it as offering. Who told you to get our money as offering to church? It's not bad to give money to church as offering, but it can't be the people's money. It should be your own money. We're giving her thousands of dollars in salaries, allowances. Take your own money if you want to donate to church.
Martin, let me hold you there, bring it, Eduardo. Eduardo, you take the money and you take it to another country that already have the same amount, Eduardo? Come on, man.
Oh, Stenson, you know, our officials, they really believe that government money is their personal money. But I would digress a little bit. I want to say this. Doing the people's job, you are not doing them a favor. I think my brother Fadiga mentioned that, you know, sometimes if you criticize certain people, there might be darkness in their house. They could shield themselves. Liberian people, metaphorically, you can pull down the curtain so let back into your house. It is the people's house. It's not their house. Let me say this before I go forward. There's an African proverb that goes like this. Where you stand in your youth will determine where you sit as an old man. Young Liberians in this country, if you continue to sit alibi and allow men and women that we have entrusted with power to guide the affair of this country, and they determine however they want to do that power, and you say nothing, they will continue to go in a way that only masses work for themselves. Look, Stanton, what think $8 million can do? Okay, let me rephrase the question this way. Martin Cody put a breakdown of the increment in terms of the budget allocation from the draft budget to the actual passed budget. Initially, it was around $8 million. When they said they could find additional income or additional taxes coming to the system, they did not allocate this to Riverside County, to the high schools there. They didn't do that. What they did, they took it and increased it $11 million down. Let me ask our people, what is the justification? If you say your office could have been run on $8 million initially, all five of you guys, $8 million United States dollars. Why now are you coming back and say, listen, we kept the $11 million when you said you could run on $8 million? Where are you going to put the additional $3 million? Liberians, nothing, power concedes nothing unless you demand it. You have to demand what you want from this country. Your legislators are not going to do what they're supposed to do until you demand it. If you put your hand down in your leg and you sit down and you pray to God, let me tell you something. Our money does not belong in the mosque. It does not belong in the church. Our money belongs on our roadways, in our hospitals, in our clinics. Let the church raise their own money. In fact, the church of this country, let me tell you something. Every single Sunday in Liberia, I did a basic calculation. We got 10 billion churches around Liberia. Every single Sunday, the church of the country probably raised nothing less than $150 US. I'm being very conservative. It will be higher. Any church in Liberia get factory, any church get supermarket, any church get grocery store. Why are we giving money to church? Why? The church in Buchanan, does that church have an orphanage? Do they have any kind of catering process that they're catering to Liberian people? The church can raise its own money. Look, the likes of Gumley, we are doing something to this country that's continuing to hurt this country. All my love for Delon, man, I'm best with you right now. Let me say this to you. We expect a whole lot more, but I want to say this to Gumley directly in the language that she can understand. Look at the country we're living in. Look at this country. Look, let me go. They just sit down. Their border will not change nothing. Hail to Kenya. That's all I'm going to say to that.
Wow. Mama, to wrap this thing up, it's good having you. I know you get you ready to go home. When you get home, you want to join up. We appreciate. We got a lot to talk about. On the flip side, we'll bring in why you think now we have not received anything about yellow machine, but they are coming. And Mo Ali said the yellow machine was sent for by the government of Liberia, but Mo Ali, he doesn't know the sender, the shipper. No, but we only know that the government of Liberia sent for yellow machine, but he don't know who sent it. So I want you to really come on the show. I don't know how long it's going to take you to get home, but just so wrap up on this one, and for us to continue while you join us later.
Yeah. So CEO. Now, so you see the complication. Yellow machines are in the country, but people don't know the sender of the yellow machine. Can you call this open governance? Mr. Dwalo, can you call this open governance?
Absolutely.
Uncle Sam, the
No, sir.
The economist, can you call this open governance? Let's be honest.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
on the basis of openness, we fought to bring us that the same thing former President we used to do. Talk about Iboma. Then we say, oh, they pre-financing loan, Mr. Where is it coming from? You just say, wait, when it comes, you know. You can't run government like that. The basis of good governance is openness, accountability, transparency. We promise our people to be open to them. You can't bring yellow machine in the country, then you say, yo, wait for me. When I bring it, I'll tell you the source, as though you're running your private company. That country you're running there. You're not running your private company to say, yo, wait for me. When I bring the machine, I'll tell you. Before machine come in the country, 285 machines come in the country, there are procedures. PPCC law is very clear. If you're buying the machine or if you're procuring the machine, there must be competitive bidding. Right? You didn't follow that process. If you are going into an agreement, a pre-financing agreement with a third party to bring the machine in, the legislature should approve. That's what the law says. But if you didn't bring in the machine now, who approves? Which PPCC law you follow? You see how you already violated the law. Is this what we promise our people? To violate almost all the laws? The other day you said, let's audit NSA. Later on you said, no, we can't audit NSA. In the first place, what did you think about before you said, let's audit NSA? Now we are about to audit NSA, you said, no. Due to sensitive operation, we can audit NSA. That place has been used as a conduit of institutionalized thievery. 151 million plus has been spent on that place for the last 15 years since 2010. Why can't we audit NSA when the law says we should audit them every year and the president should give that mandate? I thought we should crack down on corruption, systemic corruption in the country because our people are suffering. When we audit NSA, do you know how much millions of dollars we can retrieve or restitute? Yeah, we are looking for money, no money. But since we came to power, no one has been held accountable. In 2023, we told the people, the CDC is looting. They are looting, but we are in power now. And these people that are looting, they are not being held accountable. So why did you tell the people CDC are looting? We have the Justice Ministry. For 6 months now, no one person has been prosecuted for plundering state coffers. How does this make sense to anybody? The government that came on the matter of accountability and anti-corruption. One person has not been held accountable. Nobody has been caught. People broke their houses down in our country and built duplexes from the people's money. Nobody has been held accountable. Where are we going? But we have a justice ministry. President Barack promised to bring international auditors to audit President Weah and his government. That has not been done. Where are we going, CEO? Says no already finished. Before you make up your mind, never says no coming finished. 1 year is already late. You can't say you coming audit, and the people say, why you didn't do it for? Then the government now is stopped.
We want to say, Martin, thank you. Uncle Sam, you want, I know if you get one, Martin, still get some unfinished conversation.
Yeah, so what I'm doing right now, So what I'm doing right now, CEO, I'm trying to get in my vehicle and get home. When I get home, I will join the show quickly.
Yes, thank you. We're here till 7 o'clock. We'll be here for the next 45 minutes. Thank you very much, Martin.
CEO, thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you. Duadu, this is I got to take away, right? And I wanted to go into the mind of Liberians, right? We know Dillon will lie all his life. We know that because we pushed Dillon. You know that. I'm not going into that history. But the fact remains is that for you to just say, no, I'm not taking 45,000 cars, but you sign the budget, that's a blinking lie. For you to just say, well, we give the money, the 10,000 belongs to the people of Mismanagement, too. Okay? But you took it to Young Father's church. Like you said, it's okay to give offerings. It's okay to give donation. It's okay to pay your tithes. God will bless you. But couldn't you give it to any one of the churches in Mismanagement? I mean, let's do the round table real quick. You go first, Mr. Duadu.
Look, Stanton, the thing is, I really believe Senator Dillon was fighting in the House, and I still believe to some extent that he is. But there's a lot of things that cannot be hidden from the people. Look, the government is not in the business of just taking money that they claim they don't have and they give it to one church. There are thousands of churches across this country. Look, somebody said, "Look, guys, churches don't make that kind of money every Sunday." I mean, I'm not in Liberia. Go to some of these churches, you see how people giving offering.
Yeah,
give offering. They make up. It could be way more than that kind of money. And what are the church doing to this country? What are the church contributing? And first of all, Senator, let's ask the question: what is the reason why government officials will go to a church in the name of the government to donate to a private organization that is a church? Why don't they give that money to the mosque? Why they decide to give it to that church and not to another church? A lot of questions will be raised. This is why you have to separate the church from the government. Our Constitution says, look, we can't be doing things in a way. Why if we gave that money to Ganta High School, the Ganta Public School, and we improve the lunch operation for the students at Ganta Public School, or Raya Mosorado, to Tomenha, when Tomenha doesn't have enough money, Raya PCS. The government needs the money. There is no justifiable reason, Stanton, why the senators gave Liberian people money to a church who approved it because it's more than $10,000. There must be justification for it. There is none whatsoever.
But what do you make of this before Uncle Sam come in and my brother Fadika? That Martin Cody saying protest. And I've been hearing this, it's not only on the 45,000, it's not only on the retreat. Now they're adding the yellow machine because of lack of information, Duado. You know, when this protest was starting by COP, led by Mo Ali, led by Costa and the rest of them, when people were hearing these things, people took it for joke. I'm not going to call for protest. But for Martin Colley to say we are discussing protest, Duadu, I mean, what say you?
30 seconds, Stanton. Let me say this, though, guys. Look, this government, President Bwaka's government, every time somebody says something negative about the government, it bothers me because there is a high expectation for me for this government because I expected more. And when that more is not coming, it bothers me to my core because it was all that Duadu there, all we're fighting, but they put a counter power. Look at what they're doing now. We can do better. We must demand better. And me, Opa, I will demand better every single time because, look, I know Honorable Bwaka is capable of a whole lot more. And you must deliver that capability that transforms little Chokon's life. That is a duty that you cannot shy away from. You saw an oath. You say, I do solemnly swear to uphold this Constitution and to make sure little my little Madie is going to be in school and going to get proper vaccination. We're not saying this because we just want to say it. It's an obligation. Gentlemen, I got to run home, Chief.
No, I beg you, take the last one. Uncle Sam and Asa coming back. Tuadu, we all got to go to this. Today, let me bring Uncle Sam down. We'll come back to you. I beg you. Uncle Sam, are you hurt by what Martin said, protest?
So I have a great fear of protest because this is a very volatile situation in this country. The disappointment that the people feel, I'm afraid that political demagogues and opportunists will get involved and undermine the peaceability of that process and to go and do things to undermine the peace of this country. So I don't support that because there is deep vulnerabilities in this country today, Stanton. Deep vulnerabilities, right? Don't forget, people lost election.
Well, I will ask you a question. Is it deeper for a lawmaker to steal from the people? Is it deeper for the children? No. Let me finish now. I know I'm against protest, Uncle Sam. But let's be fair, because I will ask like what Duadu lay out. Is it deeper for your son and your daughter to go to school and nothing to eat, nothing to learn, nothing on the feet, nothing to sit on? Is it deeper to see that DeLon, the American, and the rest of them can go with almost $300,000 a year? What man married son Opa and Doe sitting down begging for bread? Is it deeper? Look at Kenya today. Look what happened to Ruto. Yeah. And Martin Cody is there saying that we are in conversation. This is troubling.
Stanton, I live now on the edges of Gay Town where my mother built a house in 1964. One of the few concrete houses on the edge. If you look at right on my porch, the deep poverty. I asked the people to clean my trash. You will see, I mean, they came out like hordes, unemployed, hungry people. And those people who were motivated by the rescue train to remove President Weah. Don't forget, 62% of the people in this country voted for President Weah in 2017. If 20% could change around, and with a net of 20,000 votes, so is what does net that change around. This most vulnerable people in this country, 70% of the people in this town, Monrovia, live in slum communities. The poverty in this country is abject, the fifth poorest country in the world. It is a lightning rod. It is a lightning rod to ask for protest and people get in the streets on abject poverty. That's my fear. But listen to me. Let me just finish on this. People should demand changes with the legislature, but the volatility on the ground today in Liberia, with an anger that is slowly slipping in with the disappointment in the promises of the rescue, does not augur well for peace and tranquility. So I'm going to basically appeal to Martin and the others to use other measures to try to get to the legislature. But a protest at this time, with the kind of dismissal of civil servants, with the kind of the price of commodities going up, with the stopping of motorcyclists from traffic in the roads, it's just too volatile for a protest, because opportunistic forces can come there and undermine the aims and objectives of the protesters who mean well. That's my position.
Eduardo, before you leave, and Asador is back, and we'll go to Al Hussein before Asa. Eduardo, your take on this thing, Mountain scared the heck out of me. I really don't like protests. I really don't want protests. But you know why? What is happening in the country is protests against our people. But the few.
Let me say this to you. We have to stop this. We have to stop the democracy process. Assembly. You want to call it protest as your business. They're gathering of the people. It is part of our democracy. There's nothing wrong with that. Going to your legislature and to your government demanding certain changes is part of our democracy. If you don't like democracy, then they employ a dictatorship. So it's not call it a protest. I'm not going to call it a protest. I call it assembly of the people. The people assembling is part of our democracy. So, you know, the connotation of protest in Liberia, I don't understand where Mr. Jackson is coming from. It seems bad, but the people can gather. I see nothing wrong with that. If it's going to put some fear in our officials so they can do what they're supposed to do, so be it. So be it. This country must be rejuvenated. It must be rejuvenated. I, for one, look, one time I spoke about the abolition of this legislature because they're not adding anything to this country. People say, oh, Eduardo, that's dangerous. I get it. I understand it. But let me ask you a question. Shubabali should be getting almost $64 million in the national budget. And we can see what they're doing for year in, year out. $64 million. Do you know what $64 million I can do if you take that money, ready to put it into rolls every single year for 6 years? What are they doing? When all the contracts are lopsided, what are they doing? They're not passing any laws that is actually having an impact to the lives of the people. What are they doing? So when the people come and say, listen, we gave you an opportunity, the power we've given to you, you are not administering that power in the forms as mandated by our Constitution. We want to withdraw that power and say, oh, it will shake the ground. Let the ground shake. Sometimes the ground needs to shake so the structure can settle good. Gentlemen, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow, but don't forget our brother will be joining us on Saturday, Winfred Russell, to discuss the way to Congress here in the United States. Mr. Eduardo, be safe out there. Thank you. We'll continue from this until Martin joins us again. Al Hussein, UJ, Fadika, my brother.
Oh, man. Well, I will say this. I know you say I support Senator Dillon, but why it is true that something may be...
I didn't say that, though. I didn't say that.
You said it. You said it.
I didn't say that.
But yeah, why it is true that the senators can still refuse to take additional cards. Stanton, I still remain where I am on this issue. I know that I didn't come to this believing that our legislature doesn't have a problem. I agree with Dwalu. $65 million is just too much based on what we're getting in return. A lot of things from concession to a lot of shady things that go on in the legislature. We see that day to day. It's now with one party, it's now with one base. It's done all over. But there are still good guys there that I still believe that we can work with. The next thing here is when you look at our legislature, when it comes to referendum, to change these things, our people are certainly not educated enough. We do not do enough awareness for people to make informed decisions that will change some of these things. For too long, we keep talking about the issue. We keep talking at the problem and not finding solution. I'm not saying that a lot of things that you guys have said are not true. My problem here is, when do we move from talking and doing and finding durable solutions to our problem? That is something that we have not mastered over the years. We are good talkers. We say all the right things. We criticize. And then these same people that criticize, when they are given the opportunity, they do the same, if not worse. This is the recycling of this mentality that I'm against. Otherwise, yeah, it's easy to criticize. It's easy to say, oh, yeah, the person is wrong. But I believe that with one light bulb, however dim that light is better than turning off all the light in there. If we turn off all the lights, we won't see in there. We won't know what in there. We need friendly senators. We need moderates in there. We need to encourage them, because that's the only way that it can move forward. Somebody asked on the poll, the America that you came from, they can do it there? Yes. There are corrupt lawmakers in America. In fact, it's rotten. Several of them. Not because it's from America, several of them. It's not unique to Liberia. I'm not saying that we should emulate the bad example from America, but I want us to find lasting solution to this problem rather than keep talking, because you guys make it to look. You know, one of the things I admire about this whole thing, there are a few senators that name keep popping up. Amara Kane, Borcha, DeLone. It says something about them. It says something that these guys are doing that have made them the model, the benchmark to measure our senators. So they must be doing something good that we must applaud them, because we want to measure integrity. Everybody look at, Senator Kane, even though he's still a freshman senator, everybody want to use a DeLone as a benchmark to measure something. You see, hey, if DeLone can do it too, I can do it too. I think it's a good thing for DeLone. I think he must be doing something right. But if we keep beating on these guys and denigrating them and accusing them, and without giving them chance to do something, we are the judge, we are the jury, and then it defeats the purpose of even engaging them. Because why should he got 9 years to go. Why should he even want to do his best? So I think we need to change strategy. And I disagree with protests. This is not a time for protests, Martin. I think you are being a little overzealous. I like your tenacity. I like your exuberance, but I think you are being a little overzealous with 6 months to go. And then we keep confusing the thing. The legislature is a separate branch of government. You cannot blame this government, the government or the administrator, for action of a separate branch of government. I think sometimes we need to be very careful how to distinguish these two different things, because sometimes people get confused and get caught up in the thing and think, oh yeah, President Barker has nothing to do with it, little to do with the legislature, because they have co-equal power. So and if anything, they have even way more power because they can impinge him and he cannot impinge them. So I think we need to re-strategize. We are saying the right thing, we are on track, but we need to re-strategize.
Thank you. Thank you, Fadiga. Folks, thank you for being very patient to listen to Fadiga. All right. Now, let's move in the right discussion here. Thank you for being very patient and you listen to Fadika because we have to be here now. We got to listen to opposition, imposition, and no position. Okay, Minister Doe, go ahead, please. Don't interrupt, please. Fadiga, do not speak.
Call me
Please,
the Renaissance Fadiga, the man that have obtained enlightenment.
Fadiga, please don't interrupt. Answer the question.
So the lacks of better fatiga are those people for which a lot of folks will be so disappointed in Liberia. Fadiga ran campaign, and in July 2024, he is still talking about looking for the solutions. But Fadiga, when you were running the campaign, didn't you have any sort of solution though? When you were saying all of those things you were saying, you want to start looking for the solution now today? I mean, you're confusing the people, man. Fadiga, when you were running campaign, you say you were coming with a solution. You had it in the bag. You took it from Minnesota, you were bringing it to America, Liberia. You know, the bag, all the solutions were there. Why? You can't find the key to the solution? The key, the bag lack? No, Fadiga, stop this, man. Stop this. This is a real definition of lie to the people. They lie to us. Fadiga, let me read you a few things. And this time I want to go to my friends, the young people. Cooper passed away. Is an assistant minister in President Baka's government. He wrote during the time of the Bring Back Money. He said, only foolish people will think that peaceful assembly will bring war. Let me go to the next person. My own brother, Michael Tebesen, he was just appointed at the port. He said, bring back our money, protest loading, we will pull placards. You know what is different though? At that time, it was based on lies, propaganda, and cheap fake. Today, it's based on reality. There are many two ways through which the citizens can speak to their government: through election and through protest. I think we should all be appreciative of how far we've come as a country. But this time, 2018, oh, the children were planning bring back our money protest. From no money missing, no money, based on lies and propaganda. They were planning it by this time. There's a young man at LPRC who is now the managing director. They call him Amos Twain. Oh yeah, you can see a picture, man. He printed a big thing on his chest. Lies. Today, you are seeing the country. It is like you lie to people so they want to stand up to you. You know, one of the reasons why I usually let to get back if Martin and other people are here, because these are the mountain. For me personally, I think Martin is a brother. We met a lot of times. I know the last time he and I met was at Palm Springs when I was in Liberia sometime or time ago. And we talk a lot. I know the likes of Martin made up very big mistakes there are the last time somebody shared something with Martin when he was saying the probability of win and loss is equal to 3 because of 4 and all kind of long thing. I didn't know what was it. These are the places you apply such logic. You chose President Barker. President Barker being in the public eye for older than my firstborn. He been there. You cannot point to a success as a person that you can say, yes, this one and only one thing comes from the time this man I want to back was there. And you think God will bring angel with wings on the arm to bring glory to Liberia? No, it's not going to happen. That's why you see everything that is going on. You can see a government that is so secrecy because of the corrupt nature. And guess what? Duado says something which is right. I've said it on the show before. The government can bring 20 billion plane. They can bring quadruple yellow machine. If you don't find job for the people to be able to buy rice, to be able to pay their rent, to be able to get transportation, you're not doing anything. The only thing this government has done successfully to bring more poverty on the people. Why? Look at the amount of dismissals. Just today, the president for that entire country, he went down to an agency, some kind of agency made Mika. You know what he went for? He went there to celebrate the dismissal of over 700 Liberians. The president of the country, he had not created a single job, but the president went to agency, one small agency, not even at the executive mansion or the executive mansion press conference or something. He went to agency to celebrate the dismissal of Liberians from job. And you think the people will not be frustrated? What you saw in Kenya might just be 25% of what you will see in Liberia. For me, I keep saying this. Keep on dismissing people. Keep on targeting people. Keep on lying to the people over and over. And you are not doing anything but to celebrate dismissal with the president of the country. And when we talk, I said, the head to Mr. Waka, I could work in the government. I don't hate the papi. I want him to succeed. Like I want a president we have to succeed. But this is where we are. The man you just listen to is Martin Colley. Martin Colley was one of the people who used to write 20-page rebuttal, 10-page rebuttal, a 50-page rebuttal for Pabwaka. He was all around the internet. That you listening to, you listen to nobody else. Not citizen man. When will you come to realize that things are going okay? Everything is back. Look at my own man, Senator Dillon. Senator Dillon now had to come to say, it seems I will call him even tomorrow to ask him if the country is okay now. Senator Dillon doesn't come out again like he used to. No. Americana used to write on Facebook after prayer, this thing, where are we? He first promised 20 scholarship for children to go study. We're in June. I don't know if it's still coming ahead. These are the bar we don't want for our country. I will end on this. Liberia does not need wars. Liberia needs action. That's the reason why we need president that will bring action and not anyone that will bring wars. No wars. Thank you.
Uncle Sam, I'm coming to you, and I like the way in which we ending the show, folks. We want to open the phone line to hear from you. We want to read your comments, and I'm going to let Uncle Sam speak, and we're going to call our producer, Diamond Slanger. We're going to go to the phone line. You know, today is a happy 4th, so we must leave from here. Not 11 o'clock, but under 11 o'clock, Liberian time. Uncle Sam got to go out and celebrate the happy 4th. So, Uncle Sam, let me hear from you before we read some of the comments and listen to the folks.
Okay, so in politics and in the Liberian context, let me stop to my meridian, right? We have poverty in Liberia, the 5th poorest country, and the people live in abject poverty. They understand their conditions, right? What happened in 2023 was that a certain group of people wanted to move President Weah. And let me speak to Fadika. Fadika, I did not vote for President Weah in 2017. And when President Weah came to power, if you look at the first 2 years, I was his most vocal critic. Go to my podcast. You know the reason why I supported President Weah? The CPP of comics, of Boycott, of Benani Ure and others, when they could not give me good enough reason, and when they started to behave in a way that I knew that they were not serious about change, and my spouse and I decided it would be best for me to go to the people who know me, who understand me, and I will try to help them. No matter whatever the transgressions are, you make a binary choice in politics, okay? Because I knew the 2 largest parties, and one of them would be, so I gravitated towards that. Go see all of my things. So I didn't come to President Weah because I had a burning desire to support We Economics or had a burning desire, but because the other side, I knew them. I got to know them in my 2 years of interaction, and they were totally incapable of grasping what the problems in Liberia are. And it shows today. They are in power. You have peace, you have tranquility, nobody bothering them, but their singular approach to governance is, oh, President Weah didn't do this. President Weah, everyday President Weah didn't do this. You won an election. Why are you so angry? You were angry because you don't have the capability and the capacity to address the fundamental problems of the people, which is hunger. Hunger. Most people in this town or this country go to bed hungry every night. You cannot improve the educational institution of this country to get more children in school. You don't have the ability to put enough drugs in the hospital. You don't have enough ability to provide security. One of my auntie in Gate Town, they went into her house, they stole her TV from her house. Okay? The Zogos are still in there because the people in the LDA that Boyka appointed almost did a gunfight at the OK Corral. If for the intervention of God, there would have been a gunfight. Everything that you promised to change, where you said MedTech and you said CTN was undermining trade and inflating the prices in this country, you're maintaining them. And on top of that, you bring in 285 machines, and let me just break it to the Liberian people. They are going to try to backdate documents from the PPCC to say, like, they follow the PPCC process, single sourcing to get this Guma SA. Why would you want to go to Guma SA to be an intermediary between you and a manufacturer, right? Without going through a competitive bidding process. Those machines that you bring in, who wrote the specifications on to say that these machines are appropriate for road building in Liberia, for agriculture in Liberia? Let's do a global search to bring the best machines. Who made that decision? Mamaka and Belete at the executive mansion? Then you bring in a machine, the machines are at the port now. You don't know what to do. And then, Mo Ali, I love you out of this world. Stick to water and sanitation. Stick to water and sanitation. What I saw you do last night to try to come to defend the undermining of transparency and public procurement by saying that the machines are here, we don't know, there's bill of lading. There has to be a listed on the bill of lading. Shipper, and there has to be identification of the equipment. What we don't know, Mr. Fadiga, I know you were talking next, how much you paid? $54 million for 285 machines. That's $190 million for each equipment, assuming all of the machines of the same type and quality, right? So I can only guess because what? You're not giving me the facts. And as a taxpayer, Fadiga, everything I buy in this country, 10% goes to taxes, that GST. And I buy a lot of stuff in this country here. 10% of my taxes go to fund this government, significantly in the thousands of dollars every year. And you're using my own money, and you're not telling me the quality of the machine, the quantity, the description of the machine, the shipper, who's going to finance it, what's the interest rate, what are the terms and conditions, and I know nothing about it. So my water there to pay $54 million, because when I'm gone, down and buried, it is them that will be living, those are the people there that will be paying the $54 million. How many years they're giving us this equipment for the $54 million? $54 million is not a small amount of money. No, and then the other thing is, who will maintain these machines? Where will we warehouse them? And do we have the internal absorptive capacity to find 285 honest operators who will not cannibalize those machines in 3 years from now. It happened before with the ADA lab machines. They sit now in FOIA, completely mothballed and cannibalized. Do you want that to happen in 2026, 2027? Those machines are cannibalized, and all the equipment companies in this country, they'll be selling those parts because they don't have the internal mechanism to ensure those machines are safe. These are the questions that are legitimate questions. And the rescue people should provide those answers in a timely fashion to stop us from speculating. This is wrong on any level to bring machines into the country without telling us who bringing them, where they're coming from, the interest rate, the cost, and under what conditions. We want the machines. We want the machines. But don't use the need of the people or the Liberian people that need a machine to play on their emotion to say, Sam Jackson, you're not wanting to go for the country, because I don't want a machine to come. You parade a machine. The armed forces of Liberia, the global girls will be dancing, and you parade a machine. And then the legislature will be forced to pass a fraudulent deal. That's not right, my people. It is very, very wrong. I'll close on that note.
Uncle Sam, the people are concerned if the deal to pass what they are requesting for, if it is not done correctly and people get to know, I think President Barker will be in some serious trouble here. And just to add though, international partners are concerned. They have gotten involved, Uncle Sam, about how this thing going about 285 yellow machines. They have gotten involved. People are asking questions. Where the money coming from? Who's sending those machines? So, like one of them, an African American here, been watching Liberia and following Liberia. They asked, they said, but when Moadi spoke, which actually caused a problem, that the government sent for the machine, but I cannot tell you who sent them. I don't know, Uncle Sam, whether you are listening to folks out there, that was a red flag.
Look, in the next few days, Stanton, there will be a lot of information coming out about those machines that could really, hit. Look, Stanton, the only significant character that President Barker brings to this thing is his honesty, his integrity, and the goodness of him. This particular one, if they play with it could tarnish that reputation. Because Robert Gomedi was one of the men who financed his campaign that donated the helicopter in 2017. And Guma SA is the same company that is the alleged intermediary and shipper of these machines. So is he paying a campaign debt? Okay, and what is the margin that Mr. Gomedi is making? What is the interest rate? All of these things. This is a scandal. This is a scandal. And for them to do this to this nice man, it is so wrong on so many levels, man. He is too decent a human being to do this to him. But now, I'm assuming he doesn't know about it. I'm assuming he was cajoling to it. But if this proves that he was part and parcel of this deal, Stanton, it will undermine his character and his integrity. It will do that.
Well, to go by your assumption, though, and I beg you, Fadiga, give me 10 seconds. To go by your assumption, right? To say that, well, I'm assuming he doesn't know, but hey, when the president have a cabinet dinner, like a few weeks back, maybe a week ago, he said his friend sent the machine. Now people are asking, are they free? Or are we going to pay? That's why it gets sticky. So I believe that, are you telling us that President Barker, up to now, he has not been informed that yellow machines in the country? Now, up to now, he have not asked the question and said where the machine coming from, how we getting them, how much we will pay, are they free? Is that what you're telling us tonight?
Okay, Stanton, I have to, because I've known this man for all these years, I don't know him to be a slippery character. I don't know him to be a devious character. I don't know him to be a man that doesn't keep his word. I don't know him to be a man, a corrupt man. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt that this is being done without his intimate knowledge of this arrangement.
Of which arrangement? That's why I want to push you.
Yes.
Of which arrangement, Uncle Sam?
The arrangement in terms of the terms and conditions, he knows who's supplying the machine. He knows that. He's not his friend Robert Gumedi is doing it. But does he know the terms and conditions? Does he know the price? Does he know the interest rate? Does he know how many years we're paying for this? Does he understand that because we are an IMF program country?
I was saying, folks are laughing at you. You from LSE, and you're talking about the president of the Republic of Liberia. To ask people whether the president know, and he crossed all his T's and dot his I's, and sending a request to the Senate of almost $54 million that he doesn't know the percentage, the kickback, the benefit, and all the other detrimental factors that come along today. People are laughing at you. They say,
okay, they can laugh at me. They can laugh at me. That's fine. Because with all my education, I'm also a human being with emotion, and also with some degree of empathy, right? So I'm willing to put my education in the back of me and say, there's Joseph Boyka that I know. I can't believe he would do it. And if it's found out that he was involved in it, I would be greatly disappointed. Greatly disappointed.
Thank you. Let me bring in Fatiga because we got now. I beg you, I say you'll be the last. I wait for. Let me bring in Fatiga. We got only 9 minutes to go. It's happy July 4th. Fatiga regretting why he's not in America because the place is stomping right now. My brother Fatiga.
Yeah, eat all the food. I'm on diet. But I would say this, Uncle saying no amount of verbosity will change the fact that the Liberian people have made up their mind. That is why they elected this administration. And those machines want to come. Look, we can see the other day I said you guys were carrying on economic subversion, and you were concerned what I think so. The intention is to strangulate the government, is to ensure that we do not achieve what we were elected to do. So every good thing that comes in this country, whether we show document or don't show document, there will always be problem. You guys will always look for got you moment. And at some point, we have to put the country above the regular politics. Before the war, there's nothing new. The president today was at a conference where he was acknowledging the, I think, Ministry of Rural something, a decentralization of government. That is something that was done way in the past. Back in the days, we used to have rural development, Ministry of Rural Development before it was taken away from the Public Works Ministry. These machines were there. They had different sub branches in the different. I remember I was little at that time, but there were different sub branches in the rural area. Uncle Sam, you know that better than I do. That we had those things. So this is nothing new. This is an intonation that this president shows that this president is thinking outside the box. Now, nobody have disagreed that we do not need these machines. Everybody agreed. Now you guys want the process and procedure. And then we keep dragging on and playing politics. We play too much politics in this country, Stanton. That's why nothing gets done. And because if nothing gets done, then it's a win for the opposition. So people want us to keep running and bickering over things, trivial things. Yes, I'm not saying that the government shouldn't explain how we're getting this money, what is concession. They will do it, but not at your term. You cannot dictate how this government is run because you know what? You are the opposition. And we understand that your aim is for us to fail. So nobody going to be distracted by all these different side tracking. The government will do what it has to do for the Liberian people. And the Liberian people, when those trucks come and the street, look, the Liberian people won't result. Politicians, time in memorial, have always talked about the problem and they have not found solution. How do you find solution? You bring the machine whenever we need road grid, the road want to be fixed. Or whenever this country needs, when people start to see these things, who will care what Uncle Sam or Asido feel? You guys had an opportunity. You were not far-sighted enough to think outside the box to come up with these common sense approach to solving our national issues. Now, we can talk about transparency and all those things, but there is no country on earth that have gotten it 100%. Even the greatest democracy in the world that would tend to emulate, they have problems. No democracy is perfect. Not to say that we shouldn't try, but it is not perfect. Our country is still struggling with democracy. Our democracy is still in its infancy. For you to be arguing that something here, 1 minute we want to emulate the American, when it suits all the other minute we don't want to do it, that is wrong for our nation. So when I see all the fakeness and pretentious advocacy, oh yeah, we want something, we know it is borderline on one thing, to undermine the effort of this administration. And we have seen through it. There are smart people within the United Party Alliance. We are seeing through it. Wait until you see result, and then come and challenge the result. Now we want to be striving on result. If those machines come, which they are coming in the country, when our roads, 177-year-old road problem solved, when we start seeing our people using those machines to mechanize the farming and something, how to call it? Jabba was here just now. He said the government should bring more yellow machines so that they can make farms. When we start seeing these things coming and our people start getting back to work, Uncle saying you won't have your voice. We know the only voice that you have now is to look for a got-you moment and to look to throw up all the kitchen sink to see which one will stick. Look, corruption in this country is rampant. It's all over. We all know that this country is plagued with so many issues. We know that that this country, the couple was drained. We inherited a broke government. We inherited a government that almost every institution was destroyed. We inherited a government that some ministries were not even functional or before you guys left. We inherited a country that was looted, badly looted. We had a country that was divided. So give us a chance. We will do it our way. JMB, one thing I noticed about him, he's very stubborn. He will do it his way. And his way and at his time. I was so last to my friend and brother Martin Collins. Let me say this to Martin. Martin, I know you love your country. I respect you. I've interacted with you for many, many years on this platform. A lot of times we disagree. Sometimes we agree. I will tell you this. Whatever you plan about protest, you need to disabuse your mind from it. You need to stop. The opposition, folks like the Akaras Green have been attempting to do everything to destabilize this country, are looking for a corridor. If you, like myself, that joined and brought this government to power in 6 months, we cannot be the one to tear it apart. If you truly believe in President Bouaka, who you say he's like a father figure to you, I think you need to lower down the rhetorics. You need to tune it down a little. We need to find a solution to this problem because this is our government. This is our time to show the Liberian people what good governance is. So you cannot be encouraging protests at this time. There are people that are willing to exploit this situation. And that one place I agree with Uncle Sam again, we cannot be the one to push for protest at this time because the guys that just left that have nothing to offer and will still have nothing to offer, even if they were given 10 lifetime in this country, they are looking for a way to destabilize this country, and we should not be the one to fuel it. Stanton, I'll give it back to you.
Thank you very much, Hussein, UJ Fadika. Folks, we're going to end the show, but Mr. Asido will speak. We gave Mr. Asido the last word. I want to say to all my fellow panelists, thank you. Happy 4th. I want to say to all of you that join us, thank you. I want to say to Mountain Cody, thank you very much. Happy 4th to everyone. Let's thank Liberia. Let's love Liberia, and together let's build Liberia. I want to say, while we gather here every day to preach a new generation, a new form of Liberia, let's do it from the bottom of our heart. Not because of friendship, not because of relationship, not because of any personal interest, just on the fact. Lawmakers have identified themselves to be the most corrupt people in the country. Every day, new thing. Every day is something new. And nobody can champion the cause of why we are here. I give God the glory and I humble myself. But we will not just sit here and be quiet. And I applaud Martin Cody. He should never be quiet. He should never, ever be quiet. Because we can sit here and allow the same thing to happen. When they call for protest, peaceful march, at some point I would say to everyone, it's not to bring in a new government, but it's to speak to the current situation of our country. As an individual Stanton Witherspoon, I hope the government listening. I hope the government will take heed. I do believe the government should listen. Let's stop the games. Let's stop the pretend. Let's stop and behave. I said we are not hearing, we are not seeing, and we think all is well, all is good.
Yeah. Anton, you want me to close quick, or because I have to leave though? I have to go pick the keys up.
But I close him. I mean, close him. Come over.
Well, then I will join you people from the phone, but I gotta leave now.
Okay, then John, man, let me close. I beg you. So while we sit here and wait and discuss this issue, it is important for us all to just come and understand where we are as a people. Whether you for or against imposition, no position, I would just say this to you. Liberia deserves better. Joseph Boakai should do better. Folks around President Boakai, they are damn corrupt. Most of them. They are all there for themselves. In the executive, they are corrupt. In the legislature, they are corrupt massively. But I said, let me give it to you because it looks like you really want to go so close. Let me give it to you.
Yeah, I took this case somewhere else. So, yesterday I stated that we got very credible information, especially from people within PPCC, that the government was trying to pressure PPCC to backdate documents concerning the yellow machine. Today, Front Page Africa is reporting that, citing multiple sources. And I get a cash for you. I will say it on this show because there's no way they can know. It was a secret, but I will say it. We have successfully implanted 2 secret recordings at PPCC. I will say it on the show because they can break the entire building and they will not see it. We did that simply because we wanted to prove to this government that we've been there, we know the deal. 2 officers believed to be where they can go and pressure people. We have implanted, not video, let me say, because video you will see it, not video recording, but voice recording, in 2 offices at PPCC. Successfully, we did that. I'm going to say that's not something you will say because they can break the entire building down, they will not see it. And I can confirm again that yes, this government is pressuring PPCC to back the document, but they will be shocked. I know they will go to hotels and other places to talk about it, but not in PPCC. But what is funny here is that there are certain things you can backdate. You can backdate email now. You can go to the internet, Google, and say you're backdating your time on Google now. It's possible now. You have to have things. The company that will be sending you quotation, you can go to them and say you're backdating your quotation now. So why you honor their cost? This is funny. A man who took his personal money, got inkling to go and run via Iboma deal. He did not go there because Iboma came from the ocean. He went there because he said he wanted accountability and transparency. It's the same man today. We ain't got no idea where yellow machine coming from. Talking about y'all do it. The government will do it on their own time. The government is working for the people. The government is working for the people. Do you think corruption has a face? Corruption happens through things. You don't go through the PPCC or PPCC channel. You don't go through the requisite audit channel. You don't go through the PFM law. Those are the channels for corruption. Corruption is not one B-man sitting down. It happens through things. It should be ashamed. It should be ashamed. You talk clean, so go to hypocrisy, clean. But today, it is okay for everything to be sweet and bread and butter. But we want to say thanks to Front Africa for digging into the story. Kudos to them. We know we had a shock for the United Party. And before we get done with the government, everywhere will be on recorded. Every government agency. Like I said once, when the CDC was in the opposition some 12 years back, CDC was like, nobody's in opposition. But we've been in government now 6 years, so we know the deal. we know the terrain. This government that comes to power with all of the big muff and promises, now the complaining of solution and all the hell thing, they were ready to stand strong for us. PPCC is already locked down. You do anything there, we'll send it to you. I got over 40 different documents from MPA because I'm a young guy. I always say, 40 big things. You do something MPA today, tomorrow we can get it. That's how we do. But you know, Uncle Sam, I want to fundamentally disagree with you on the first time. Usually I will, but I want to disagree with you on the issue of Mr. Barker. Uncle Sam, there are certain things you want to judge people about. You were in the CPP, you were there. President Barker called Arizona Cummings his friend when they were in CPP. His friend, good brother, a good friend. When they took Cummings to court on a book of charge, you know what he said at the court? He said he no comments. He know where comments come from. He no comments. Always, and that is dishonesty. It tells you the character of the person. It's on record. At the court, he said he no comments. He know him from nowhere. He no comments. But during CPP, the German time, he said our his best friend. They knew each other for a long time. That is dishonesty. Always, dishonesty. Always, President Barker told us during the campaign that he was living alone. He declares asset when he's worth close to $1 million. Obviously, you don't think that is dishonesty? It is. It is. It is. The brother say opposition don't want the government to succeed, so we do everything. It is funny. Did we tell them to go for yellow machine and not to go through PPCC? What are you gonna do us? Did we tell President Barker to go at agency today to celebrate the dismissal of Liberians when he had not created a single job? Did we? Did we tell them to go after turning positions, people? Did we? Did we tell them to bring buses from Ghana or ratting buses? Did we? What did we do? Did we tell them to be fighting out of the ministry? LBS in Kagon, the planet, he had that. Who felt he could use his AA to tell a major opposition of the country that they cannot use the public radio for their broadcast for some funny things he was saying? The whole area is almost on a dead track. Protest is imminent. He already imposed history coming late, and he's teaching one bob. These are the kind of a caricature of our country now. And someone says the opposition wants the government to fail because we don't want to succeed. Did we say they should reduce the price of fuel, gasoline, and then the price is increased? Did we say they must reduce rice, then the rice price increase? What we got to do with it? It is only incompetence for which it is.
I think you say you got to run. You cut me up to that. You tell me
this part of the whole day. You know, you put the problem on people here when you have no solution. You came to power on lies to the people. And I will always say this. I said it over, I know, 10 times. If this government will equal to 25% of what George Weah did for Liberia, I will term this president as the best president the planet has ever seen. Because I know I'm talking about the building of markets, I'm talking about the building of roads, I'm talking about the building of housing units, I'm talking the building of recreational parks, I'm talking about taking decisions that actually affected growth of the country. If this government
thank you so for the more. It's after 11, after 7 years.
Do that.
Let me wrap up. Let me wrap up. Just say that's what very quick. You don't got to go because now you are taking my time. Give me 30 seconds. Let me send a birthday shout out to our own sister that came late on the show, Gamen Kessely. Happy birthday to you today. Wherever you are, I want to say Kula Fise. We want to say thank you very much for joining us. Again, you always follow up Peggy Roberts, Peter Hammond, Scarface. I want to say to all of you, happy 4th if you are here in the United States. It was a good show. We lay back, we discuss the issue. Special thanks to Martin Colley. Like I was saying before, I am against protest, but when it comes, we have to listen to the people. The people of Liberia deserve better. It's time for your lawmakers to stop stealing from you, lying to you, and believing that you will vote them again. We will fight them. We will tell the truth to the Liberian people because the Liberian people deserve better. The executive should be able to tell us the truth. You get Mama Kai and you get Grace Bay, they have tried to go negotiate on some kind of bogus deal again. I want to say to you, if you were the president, if you are the executive manager, you mean well for the Liberian people, tell the president the truth. He may not like it at some point, but he will listen to you. You got to stand together. You got to speak truth to power. The Joseph Burger we know want to do better for Liberia. He can only do better for Liberia if you have Anthony Kessely telling him the truth. If you have Sir Johnny telling him the truth. If you have Louis Stamba telling him the truth. If you have Jojo Bwaka telling him the truth. If you have his wife, my own mother, Katuma, telling him the truth. If you get Jacob Akoli telling the president the truth. The president can only do better. And Samuel Kofi Woods looked in his eyes and said, Mr. President, we are on the wrong track. Those that are around the president in the executive mansion that were there before the Grace Break came on, they should tell him the truth. The Joseph Yuma Bwaka we know today is not the Joseph Bwaka we knew before. Those men and women that went through the hard time with President Bwaka, they should remind him, the children, Tata should remind his father. Jojo Bwaka should remind his father. Louis Stamba from Minnesota should remind her uncle. They should tell him the truth. They should say, open your eyes. The Liberian people need you now than ever before. I come to say to you, my fellow Liberians, we love President Bwaka so much. We will always remind him. We will always speak truth to power. The more Ali that felt that at some point he was rejected should tell President Bwaka the truth. The Stephen Johnson should tell President Bwaka the truth. The Patrick Honda should tell President Bwaka the truth. The people of Liberia depend on President Bwaka. This generation want to see a path to the collectiveness of resources, that it should be equally distributed, like Uncle Sam said in his book. Let me say this to you. Emma Sweat should leave from LPRC and speak truth to the president. Reverend Luther Tappet should tell the president the truth. I mean, Madal, he should be able to tell the president the truth. This is what we are talking about. This is why the people walk through the poo-poo water, swim through the poo-poo water, drink the poo-poo water. They should tell the president the truth. Look around the president. Look when people are begging him, Madala Cooper. Look when they were asking. All right, I said, I will hang out with Uncle Sam. Just 2 more minutes, Uncle Sam. They should be able, Uncle Sam, it's not you. Because they will say you from the other side, Uncle Sam. They should be able to tell Mr. President, you need to listen to the Liberian people. You cannot bring yellow machine. Grace Bay, the Mamaka cannot bring yellow machine, and the people get no information. You should listen to the Liberian people. The price of rice is going up high. You should listen to the Liberian people. that children going to school with no school material. You should listen to the Liberian people. When the student of the University of Liberia wake up one morning and say we can't go to school because there is no lab, there is no internet, there is no LDC. Listen to the Liberian people. Why keep money captain? Now up to today, the people are sleeping in darkness. Why you still playing around with Western Cluster? Big Mountain, having champagne with a Sarabita when our people sleeping in tent? Where are the voices? Where are the voices of reasoning? They should tell the president the truth. They should speak to the president. They should remind the president. You got some good men and women, but where are they today? May God bless us. Come on, Nelson. May God keep us. May God guard the strength of our nation. When they say in union strong, success is but show. We should do this for the coming generation. Some of us, thank God. People wishing evil for us. When they have the press conference, they say, oh, the time coming, you will not see that man anymore. But I have to say to you, God is above. We will overcome, and we have overcome. Because we will speak truth to the people of Liberia, and the Liberians will hear us. Let God keep you, Uncle Sam. Thank you for doing this every day, Uncle Sam. Thank you for taking off your time from your work, from your family, from what you do best, to come and have an impact. This generation will remember you. Have a wonderful evening, Uncle Sam.
And I'll let you have the last word. That's Assistant. I love you, my brother. Nelson, y'all have a good evening. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? God bless all of you. To all of our fans out there, thank you for listening to us, and let's keep it together. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Nelson, I shouldn't waste your time. It's 7:17. We got to go. May God bless you. I know you have your show is coming up. Take your break. But I want to say to all Liberians, we'll be here again tomorrow. We'll be discussing national issue. Please tell them, those that know them, those that care about Liberia, those that care about the children. JFK Hospital need the president. Our education system need President Bouaka. Our industry need President Bouaka. The roads needs President Bouaka. The people of Liberia need this president. And that's why we champion this. So I will call this name again. Tell Jojo to tell his father the truth. Tell Louis Tamba to tell her uncle-in-law the truth. Tell Madara Cooper to tell her political leader the truth. Tell Tantan to tell his father the truth. Tell all of them. The First Lady will speak truth to her husband, and I love her so much. Those are around the president, the Samuel Kofi Woods, that champion. Human rights. You need to champion the cause of the Liberian people today by telling the president the truth. Sir Johnny from Rhode Island, he should tell the president the truth. Anthony Kessley should tell the president the truth. Those are the people that was in the gutter with the president. The Jacob Akori should look the president in his eyes and say, Mr. President, we are on the wrong track. We need to recalibrate. We need to come back. We need to do it for the Liberian people. You go Ghana, you hustle. To see the president, you must pay 150,000. To see the president, you must pay 50,000. You bring all kind of babadi people around. Our country is not going anywhere. That's not the Joseph Bouaka we know. So when Martin Colley talk about protest, damn, it's getting serious. Martin Colley, Emmanuel Gongwe, it's getting serious, my people. It's getting pretty serious. We need to recalibrate. Folks, listen. Let's pray for Liberia. Let's remember the president. It's getting serious, serious, serious. I will name them every day till they can speak truth to President Boubacar. I will put the picture up. I will put Sir Johnny picture up, Anthony Cassidy picture up, Louis Tamba picture up, Jojo Boubacar, the brother Tanta, and all the sisters. I will put Jake and all the family. I will put those that used to be around the president. What have you asked yourself? Where is Brian Samuka? Have you asked yourself? Those people that were around the president, that were pushing the agenda, that were saying, yes, we can do this. Where are they today? We got to speak truth to the president. And the president have to listen. Because together we can make Liberia better. When the president said, thank Liberia, love Liberia, let's build Liberia, people were clapping. Say, yeah. JMB, yeah, Uncle Joe. Yeah, Pape. People embrace it. People were happy. We will not do business like the usual way. People were happy. Our children would be better in school. People were happy. JFK would be better. We were happy. We were so happy. So if they call for protest, know that it's getting serious. Know that it's getting really, really serious. Is it no volume or somebody, maybe check your stuff if you say no volume, check it. Maybe
Yeah, I think, yeah.
I mean, the issue is that we say this every day and you get tired. Who's the gatekeeper? Who's running the country? Who's fighting? Who's doing everything possible for us to have a better Liberia? Who advised Mr. President? Is Mr. President listening to the advice? And that will be the conversation tomorrow. Who is advising the president? Or is the president listening to those advisors? As long as we keep certain group in this government, and imagine, they tell Mr. President, don't fire money captain. Electricity will come tomorrow. It's been 6 months. Tell Mr. President, we will do everything for the army wives. They went on protest. They shut down the country. We'll do everything for them. Up to now, the army wives are still complaining. That's two. We'll open an investigation as to why. As to why. Sylvester Grisby went over to NASCOP to take the people's money. Yet that family, the inauguration money, the president was celebrating her. The issue of the tenure position, the issue about those are the executive, that more to come, position, the switch, the swap, the other report that will never come up from NSA, the other report that will never come up from Central Bank, the other report that will never come up from FIA, the other report that will never come up from anywhere. And you flip over to the lawmakers, massive corruption. They put all the corrupting and make it into a bill and they say, but that ain't us. Because you know what? They sign into it. They approve it. They put it in there. So they say it's not illegal. They put it there. They will walk with 45,000 car over you. They put it there. They will take your 150,000 and eat it. They put it there. The 10,000 they will give it to Youngly Power Church. They put it there. And they say it's not illegal. And they will come back to you and say, vote for me. They should be recalled. They should be recalled. But it's coming. If you go to the judiciary, my friend, if you go there from the lower court all the way, so many complain about judges taking bribes. Come on, guys. Where are we as a people? Where are we? You do your own, I do my own, nobody talk. You bring your two buses, I bring my 285 yellow machine. Don't talk about my own, I will not talk about your own. That's where we are. I will not stop talking. I didn't champion this cause to stop talking. No, I didn't. I champion to talk, and I will talk. And the Liberian people want me to talk. So thank you very much, Nelson. Have a good night. Folks, if I didn't call your name, I love you. But God loves you the best. I know we'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good night. May God bless you. May God keep you. May God bless our country. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir. And folks, again, we want to say thanks to all of you out there for being here with us tonight on this edition of Spoon Talk. As you know, this is Liberia's premier talk show on radio and online. This is where you get authentic information about the happenings across Liberia. I want to say thanks to all of you for following tonight. Our folks across Radio Land on Spoon FM 107.5, Fabric Radio 101.1, and Super 95.5 FM. We appreciate all of you. Thanks to our partner radio stations across the country as well that are always relaying the program. Trust FM in Bomi County, Trend Radio in Grand Crew, Premier FM in Bon County, and of course, Gibi FM in Kakata, Margibi County. Many thanks to our folks online, our online audience for being here as well, making your contributions across the internet in the comment section. As always, we're live. We've been live on YouTube. Spoon Talk Live is the YouTube handle. On Facebook, Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV. Thanks to all of you for following tonight. My name is Nelson Colette, and this is how we like to end up on this edition of Spoon Talk. You can join us tomorrow for another great show, another fascinating edition of the program. Spoon Talk will be back on your radio. Meanwhile, you can make up time to be here with us for the late night show. It's coming up in about 35 minutes from now. We'll be here with the late night show. I'll be here with the rest of the crew. Until then, happy 4th to all residents of the U.S. and citizens of the U.S. as you celebrate the 4th, July 4th, another independence of the great United States of America. Thanks to all of you again. Join us tomorrow for another edition of Spoon Talk. Bye-bye for now.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South and Band. Charges on